He turns to Reiner and when it says we're the same, turns into a titan and just starts. It's the scene where he kills he smacks the titan mid transformation as well.
Because Reiner had to do that when he broke through Walmaria. First.
I also found out sick, which is not the whole let's wait for him to transform and then
Clipped straight.
Yeah, bro, he's transforming clipped straight to the mouth, bro.
Do you remember the part we're talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, with that white looking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the brothercomplex podcast. We are your four favorite brothers, where they're popping off with the views all over the place.
Type shit.
We haven't really done any introductions before, and this might be the only time we're gonna do it. I'm Tiago. This is Rafa, Danny, Pedro, and there you go.
Come Jermaine. Wait, why not me a thing?
If you guys have watched all the previous episodes, you kind of know the structure. If you haven't, then go watch them, please. Thank you.
I mean, they're great.
Amazing.
Yeah, great episodes.
We're looking
if I can say so.
There's a lot of the episodes where we do have punishment, so one of us, most of the time, is me, is going to be wearing a silly costume. So if you
we're going to figure out who does it, because today is the end of the...
At the end of today's episode, we'll figure out who's going to be doing the punishment
for next episode.
And the next punishment is a butt plug, so we'll see who...
So we get spread.
Oh no, I lost!
Great start.
So this episode we're going to be reviewing the new Witcher movie on Netflix. We're also going to be doing a little bit of an anime discussion and going through some Marvel and DC Hills.
Anime.
So Anime Hillstodieon. There you go, perfect.
Good name drop everything.
So the time chapters of the video are down below, so you can skip to your favorite bit.
Or not skip at all. You could just watch through the video.
True. And just to end it all, not to end it all, but to finish the intro.
I want to end it all.
Like, subscribe, share this to all of your family members, both alive and not alive.
Just subscribe. We only need to subscribe. Don't even comment, like, or share. Just subscribe.
No. Comment down below what you'd like us to review next if you're actually interested. In terms of if there's a new anime that's coming out and it doesn't get the most popularity, but you watch and you say this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, what do we? No one even comments. So if you comment, we'll definitely do it.
Yeah,
we'll definitely see it.
We're at the stage of any comments. We'll actually read them, probably like them, probably reply.
At this point, you would actually be the fifth brother. The only person talking to us.
So if you want to be the fifth brother, put a comment
and
down below.
And our socials down below. TikTok, Instagram, all that. So you can.
And then my own social media is also.
So with that said, let's get started on the first
plug your social media
that I prepared. So this is specifically. So it's not anime.
Sorry.
It's not my anime. It's not anime voice. Specifically Attack on Titan.
Oh,
okay.
Which is one of your favorite animes. So you should.
Oh, those lips.
I know, right?
All right, so this is hills to die on. So it's hills that get progressively higher, so less and less people are willing to go up and die on it. So it's literally the same concept as hot takes that keep getting hotter, but we put our own spin into it with hills. We tend to do a lot of hill stuff.
Yeah, very hilly.
We're very hilly. Because we're always on top of the hill. That's where we're going.
Wait, how do we just do hills to die?
Because brackets is Kings of the Hill now.
Oh,
is
it? Yeah, it is actually.
We're the Hill Boys. Oh, the Hill Boys.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like hillbillies.
Kind of sounds like the Hill Boys.
Okay. 10 meters, so not too high. I think a lot of people are willing to go up here. AOT, so Attack on Titan.
What?
Has the best plot twists in anime.
Oh, first place. It definitely has. So we were talking a bit about him yesterday, like the whole thing with
By the way,
almost knocked that over.
Spoiler alert! If for some reason you haven't watched any of these,
oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. Definitely mention stuff. Just like if you haven't clicked yet, everyone's gone.
Subscribe.
But yeah, for example, with the whole thing with Aaron's mom, that he actually sent the Titan to kill him.
Or it was him that was telling his own dad, "Don't be a pussy, bro."
No, just Reiner overall.
Yeah,
like the whole thing. And how he just turns to Aaron because he's fucking schizo and goes, I'm the armored titan.
Also, it's not even about just the plot twist being there, it's just how well it was done. Because it was like the plot twist, like you could never expect it. You know what I'm saying? Like with Aaron's mom, even with Bertold and Reiner, like you never expected them to be the colossal and armored titan.
I mean, I just want to say, like this Hillstodieon, c'est low-key a gem. So I think you guys are gonna like this one.
So I'm moving on to the next one now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll
all agree then.
Yeah, the 80 has the best plot twist in anime. Okay, so we're moving on to the second hill. So, less people are willing to go up here, but it's still only 20 meters. It goes up to 100, so it's not that high. Right. 20 meters. Levi choosing Armin was the right choice. So choosing Armin
over
getting eating the colossal titan over what's his name?
Erwin.
Erwin. Yeah.
No way.
No.
Bro. That was like the one decision that I was like, obviously it made sense because Armin is pretty much a main character.
Wait, were you disagreeing?
But like Erwin.
So wait, what was the hill? It was a good decision.
It was a
or
good decision.
So you're disagreeing? You think you should have picked Erwin?
I think you should pick
No,
Erwin.
I don't think so. Erwin literally said pick Armin because Armin was like strategically smarter than him.
Yeah,
he just didn't have the output.
Armin had like more potential, and like Erwin could see it, and he knows like as the leader, like he knows that like his sacrifice now would lead to like better opportunities in the future with Armin like leading.
I do think that
The scouts.
like if you, especially with how the show went and the fact that Erwin literally was saying like pick him, don't pick me. Like I just think that in the long run,
I mean, it's also the thing that it's like even if he wasn't necessarily the best decision in terms of like leadership down the road, if Erwin had lived through that, and they do mention that in the show, it wouldn't have been as good because like he sent all his soldiers to like die, and he lives. Like it's what he said. Like realistically, he had to die there to like make an impact for the scouts. So I think.
But I do think you would have done very well as.
I think
the only reason why I'm
was
not
the right choice.
The only reason why I'm not too disagreeing with it is because Armin stopped being a pussy. In terms of before, he was very like crybaby and whatever, and then when
he walked in.
And
Well, he kept jerking off over the crystal for a while.
That's also true.
True, but then he kind of like locked in, and that's for example when he transforms in the sea and kills like loads of people.
Yeah.
So he kind of like locked in on what he needed to do or what he thought he needed to do, and well, with the whole situation of Eren being the one that's committing genocide, having maybe two of his closest friends there to be like, yo, bro, chill out, helped a little bit.
Do you reckon
he didn't chill out?
What do you reckon would be different if he had chosen Erwin instead? Do you reckon they would have been able to kill Eren?
No. I think Erwin didn't have as much of an understanding, especially about Titans, as Armin did. Like, Armin, he was able to understand way better how the whole Titan stuff worked than Erwin. So I don't think he would have been able to. Why didn't you?
Whose phone is vibrating?
That's mine.
I don't think so. I think the only thing Erwin probably had better was like he was tactically sound, so his strategies are great. But I think in the long run, I think Armin just did a better job than Erwin would have.
Fair.
I guess we'll never know.
I mean, you'd also be killing Armin.
Well, to be fair, as like Pedro was saying, at that point, I was like, bro, this guy is a pussy. You're telling me he's going to be...
Oh, mate,
he's going to be the colossal titan?
If Levi became a titan, bro, he would have the swords and the...
that would have been shit.
Bro, that's the AI fucking... Alright, so we're willing to die that Levi chose right when he chose
I guess, yeah.
Alright, 30 meters. Eren and Reiner have the best dynamic in the shop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Especially at the end, yeah.
Like when they're talking before he like turns into a titan
and Ryan is basically just trying to kill himself 24/7, and he's just like, bro.
And he literally like Eren literally turns to him and says, "I understand you now, pretty much. I'm perfect, but it's been a while since I was show." And then turns into the Titan.
Yeah. Bro,
crazy.
one of the best scenes is which he.
So you'd say their dynamic. Sorry. Sorry, I was just thinking. One
of the best scenes for me was when the armored titans like at the bottom of the wall. You just see Eren jumping. They have the whole fight like Titan to Titan 1-on-1.
But that doesn't mean they have a good dynamic.
No, because it's always like the rivalry.
You're saying that dynamic is better than like Erwin's and Levi's.
Yeah. No, but the part I mentioned wasn't a fight. It was when he went to the island and he was like the hurt war guy. And he was fucked up, and then he chats to.
I know.
And he literally says, "I understand you now." He turns to Reiner and what it says, "We're the same." Turns into a Titan and just starts. It's the scene where he kills he smacks the Titan mid transformation as well.
Yeah, because Reiner had to do that when he broke through Walmaria.
Yeah,
like
I
the
know.
first.
I also found out sick, which is not the whole like, let's wait for him to transform and then
Clip straight.
Yeah, bro, he's transforming clipped straight to the mouth, bro.
Do you remember the part we're talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, with that white looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think overall.
Hammer type.
I think I can't think like besides because the thing is, Levi and Zeke. It's like it's a great rivalry.
Yeah, but
it's like they're just on smoke against each other 24/7. It's like the thing in the Hulk.
Like it doesn't have as much depth as Reiner and.
Because like they'll have a better sense of understanding that Levi and Zeke don't. And then there's other types of relationship like Erwin and Levi, but also again that's more as a mentor and like father figure.
Connie and John, but that's a little bit of a small one.
Connie, who the fuck is John? Oh, Connie. Gene or whatever the fuck.
No, Connie was the busker guy.
Yeah.
John or Gene,
Gene. What about Sasha and the potato?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know.
So we all are willing
Sasha,
to
the bullet in her stomach.
and we're all willing to die on the hill that Aaron and Reiner have the best.
Not strongly, but yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's decent.
I can't think of it.
I think it's on par with Zeke and Levi.
No, I think it's a little higher.
Well, Levi would get a hard on.
Yeah, but it's rivalries. Like
I thought you said dynamic.
They literally supersede the rivalry into a deeper dynamic.
I guess yeah.
I thought you said dynamic in all rivalries.
But rivalry is a dynamic.
Yeah, but like dynamic doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing.
I know. Like we could be talking about like Aaron and Mikasa, but I still don't think it's just...
That's why I mentioned Erwin and Levi or like Armin and Aaron.
No, I still think this is the highest one. Like even if you take all the others into account.
I remember watching the show and being like, "Oh, I don't really like that they did this way," but then I saw a TikTok about it because if you remember properly, the female Titan was that the actual name of her?
I think so. Yeah.
She absolutely killed Levi's whole squad.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And then she becomes like part of their team. So I was like, how is Levi just fine with that? But if I saw TikTok, every fucking screen where Levi and her are on, he's always like.
You think it's like kill his whole team at one point, so he.
Oh yeah, true. He went through it. Why didn't we put him on the suffering tier list?
True.
Part two coming up.
I mean, that's 30 minutes.
Instead of fucking a scroll from my stage, you could have put
I do think they have the best dynamic in the show.
Okay.
Right. 40 meters a little higher now. Flock or whatever.
Yeah.
Is insanely overrated. So he was the one that was running with Aaron.
Nah,
yeah, I know. Like in his
nah.
He's just a massive postio that like locked in.
He walked in the last like.
Nah,
a lot of people put him like top 2, top 3 characters in the show.
That's insane.
No.
Flock, he was the one character.
Probably top 5 for me.
Because I thought that like Flock's role was gonna be given to that like bowl cut guy. This random guy from the inner wall that you first meet.
I know who you're on about, yeah.
Yeah, when you see Annie's life as the unicorn.
Inner soldiers, yeah. Whatever they're called.
It's hard to mute.
So he was in the charge, and we kind of, it was the only character that we kind of like recognized besides obviously Erwin. And then Flock at that point was just like.
Flock was in Windows.
Yeah, he was.
Was he? I don't think so.
No, he wasn't inside the wall, but he was in the charge.
No, he was in the charge. So I remember perfectly.
He was the one that survived from.
Flock meets that guy in the charge, like when that's happening, and I thought they were gonna show Flock at absolute, cooked by a boulder, and the other guy would survive, but they did it.
They did.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember perfectly because it was like everyone absolutely died, and you literally see him from like under half horse.
Yeah.
Kind of like leaving the battlefield. And I do disagree with that. I do think that he gets the rate that he deserves. Because he went from a little pussyo. He was one of the people crying and being like, are you leading us to your death?
Yeah.
And everyone be like, no shit. The fuck do you think we're going to do? To then be like, you see him fully cooked, getting given the medal for like the survivors. Because if you think about it, it's Aaron is like 3, like Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin, which are all either overrated as fuck in terms of they're goated.
Yeah, overpowered,
or Titans.
Compared to him, yeah.
And then this random guy, they're just like,
yeah.
Then now, I did feel like he was a little bit of a cuck for a little bit, just like Aaron. But he believed so much in his morals Bro, that scene where it's literally him against like
everyone,
two people with guns, a titan, and then Mikasa. Do you know what I mean? To try and like destroy the boat. That was sick. So
top 5 is crazy.
I think
Top 5 is great.
Yeah, well, when you include the Titans, like he can't be top 5.
He can't be top 5 when he puts
Like,
Titans, bro. Cause Armor Titan's my number 1. That's
Yeah,
always been from day one.
Reiner is definitely up there.
Reiner was my favorite character before he was a Titan, and he became my favorite character.
He just had mental issues.
Like, cause you said
That's my favorite.
you said the top 3 like Eren, Mikasa, and
my top 3, bro.
no, I'm just saying in general. Like
should be my top 5.
The main character. So we got Eren, Mikasa, and
Armin.
And then you also have Erwin, Levi. You've got other
Hanji.
members from the squad. It's like, are you
Mine
gonna
would probably
put
be-
Flock all over those?
Eren, Armor Titan, Levi, Erwin, and then
Flock
nah, I don't know, but it would be highway. So
over
basically,
any.
over. Oh, fuck it,
So
bro.
what you're saying is
Mikasa?
what you're saying
What's
is
the problem with Mikasa? She's
I think what you're saying is like you wouldn't put in your top 5, but you wouldn't be like
Basically-
mad about someone that if they did put fuck as
I
top
wouldn't
5.
be mad at it, and this, to be fair, not asking me to rate. Repeat the question, saying that he
Eh,
doesn't
Fuck is
deserve
insanely
Flock.
overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah, that was-
I don't think he is.
Yeah,
Bro,
so
he
you
stood.
willing-
He
Okay,
stood
I don't know
on
how-
business.
You're not willing to go
I
there.
mean,
Yes.
he's definitely not top 3, but like
Yeah.
He stood on business.
his
bro.
end, like he literally stood, like he stood by what he
Yeah,
like he
if-
believed, and
if
like
he
that
didn't
says a lot for a
have-
character.
His like death scene, like the ending of his character, the whole fight of him taking on everyone by
Yeah, he
himself.
wouldn't be as good as
He wouldn't be.
No, because for example, I absolutely despise the blonde woman, the one that there's literally that whole scene of her, like this with like, planes flying. You know, you literally showed
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I despise her, and she was pretty much the same as him, but the way they were portrayed was so much different. Because they were both cucks a little bit for Eren, but she was like absolutely mental, and he just stood on business.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I think I might climb the hill just as into it because I do think like putting it top 3 is still crazy,
Yeah.
especially with the.
I don't think it's top 3, but I think it deserves...
Because the hill was overrated, and you said it's because a lot of people put him on the top 3.
It's what it says.
And yeah, so if that's the case, no, yes, he's overrated. He's definitely not top 3 of all the characters in fucking AOT when he was only in the last season.
But I think
Or
he
the last,
deserves
like,
the,
2 seasons.
recognition.
the recognition. Bro.
So we might climb the hill just very hesitantly, especially if they put him top 3. All right.
It's a difficult climb.
Because, for example, what was the name of the very quick the one that was always crazy about the Titans? So like interested.
Hanji.
Sasha.
No, Hanji.
Hanji
Sasha
only
was the
died
girl that got shot.
because of
Yeah.
him. Because he did.
No, she sacrificed herself
But
to hold back.
Do you remember he did this whole fight
Yeah.
scene? He got shot. He fell in the water. They're fixing the boat because he just. Oh no, he missed the boat. They're about to get on the boat. He comes back like fully.
Pops it.
And then just pops
How
one.
did we not mention Angie's death last episode?
Suffering.
No, the most heartbreaking deaths.
Because compared to the ones we're fucking talking about.
Yeah.
To be fair, it wasn't. I
It
was
wasn't
like,
heartbreaking. It was like,
Yeah, like compared
you know what? He's so just shit
compared with the other ones we mentioned.
Like compared with Rengoku or like David, like
Average maybe. Yeah.
50 meters, so a little higher. Now we're at that point where 50% of the population is not willing to go up this hill.
Okay.
Hating Gabi for what she did,
Yeah.
as in going Sasha, snipe, or whatever, means you don't understand AOT's message.
I mean,
wait, sorry, repeat it.
So hating Gabi for what she did means you don't understand Attack on Titan's
so
message.
watching the whole thing, yes, you can have that perspective. But whilst watching it, they make you hate her character. But that's the point.
yeah,
It's because you're only seeing one view. You've been following these characters. You've been from their.
Yeah, but there's people that finish the show and still hate her.
Yeah. To be fair, that's fine. You can still hate her as a character because of the action that she did. But I think they don't hate the story and they understand the purpose of that character. Because the purpose of that character is for you to hate it. And then when you end the show, realize, oh, I hate this, but it's because this has been my perspective whilst watching the show.
Yeah, and it's the thing of like what she was doing is no different than what the main characters have done. She just happened to be born on the other side of the war.
Yeah.
Because she went through the army and stuff, just like the main characters did for the scouts. So
Yeah, it's what you. And they showed a little bit from their perspective, but not too much. So yeah, you do end up hating her because, well, Sasha has been with us since literally day one from the training.
And got clipped.
And got randomly clipped by someone that was just a kid and no one really cared about. And the way they portrayed her at first was very like, I'm the one, I'm the best, I'm gonna be the main Titan, like all of that. Do you remember? To then just be,
she was very cocky.
She was very cocky, which just made us on purpose hate her more. But then towards the end you see, actually from their perspective, these guys just came to their home and
but then she gets the whole scene where, like, when she ends up being taken in by Sasha's family, and she meets like the little girl that Sasha saved in the previous season, and all that stuff happens. It just adds to the character. Yeah. So
and then
she also goes through it.
Most heartbreaking, probably not definitely not the most, but also heartbreaking scene. The what was the name of the kid that then becomes the Titan? Falco.
Yeah, Falco. Yeah.
Falco's brother. Do you remember that scene of when because he drank some of his
semen,
pure juice?
Yeah.
And then it's Falco's brother being like, "Please don't scream." Please don't scream to the Beast Titan. Yeah. Because then he will turn into a Titan, and he just does it, and you just see him like holding his brother.
Yeah, but I do think like if you even after finishing the show, sitting with it for a little bit, if you still hate Gabi, then
no, yeah,
I might be watching the whole thing.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not
I mean, it's very long. So you have to watch the movies as well.
Movies?
Yeah, the last final 2 episodes were like movies.
He did watch it. He just not
watch it.
They were just longer, you mean?
They were like an hour and a half.
Yeah. There's a new film coming about from Attack on Titan.
No, it's just those 2 films are being released into
cinema.
I don't know if it's cinema or like other platforms, but yeah, they're being released.
I think it is cinema because there's like.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, so this is 50 meters, so we're willing to climb that. Yeah. Everyone agrees. So hitting Gabi for what she did means you don't understand Attack on Titan's message, which I agree with. So now we're gonna go to 60 meters. So West and West people are, it's a little difficult take to defend. Reiner is a better character than Zeke.
Yes,
I think so as well.
Listen. Zeke, first of all, like one of the points you said previously about Sasha, Reiner's been there since day one. You see pretty much every single facet of his character. Bro literally develops dual personality to be able to cope with the trauma of being a secret agent in this land and having to be friends with these people, whilst also just one day killing.
And also, if you don't remember, his best mate died like straight away. Like, do you remember they get deployed and it's the 3 of them, all Titans, and one of them was the Joy Titan,
munched.
And then he just gets munched straight away, bro.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
So
but Zeke, to be fair, he also had like the whole thing.
Bro, they literally showed the backstory where it's like Zeke with his dad and like basically. I'm trying to make sure that I don't confuse with Erwin's backstory, but I'm pretty sure the Zeke's backstory was the one where he kind of like snitched on his own.
Yeah.
I think so.
Or no, maybe that was Erwin's.
No. You are right.
Aaron's backstory was the whole basement thing.
No, Erwin.
No, yeah.
Oh, Erwin.
Yeah, you don't really get to Erwin.
No, Erwin's backstory was the whole thing that his dad like used to teach.
No, that's Zeke. That's Zeke. You are right. So. Yes. You don't really see Erwin's backstory.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, bro.
Sure.
His favorite anime.
No, I'm 100% sure it's Erwin.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So what do you think Erwin's backstory is?
Erwin's backstory was that his dad was
Erwin.
like
Sounds like you're saying Aaron. Erwin.
Yeah. Erwin's backstory was that his dad was like a history teacher or something, and then they would talk about like the Titans in the outside world, but like hush hush, because then you get like taken care of. And I think Erwin basically kind of mentioned to someone, and his dad gets taken away.
That's secret, because if you remember, the parents were part of like the whole Nazi Jew thing. And that was not in the island that Erwin got brought up in. It was in Zeke's.
But I remember they showed Erwin's backstory, especially before he died, because it was the whole thing that when he's dead or dying, and Levi goes to give him the serum, he grabs his hand, but he goes, "Dad, I've done this or that," something like that.
Yeah,
so
but I don't think.
It wasn't.
That's the.
Maybe I'm confusing.
They're just blunt.
Put down in the comments if I'm confusing or if I'm.
Yeah,
you are.
100%. Okay.
Zeke has a very like I think the biggest thing about Zeke are his morals and how they stem from his backstory.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Reiner's psyche, it just
I think Reiner is
Well, Reiner has always been
it's a
like
better
a character, so I am biased.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I
went
wouldn't
to
necessarily
climb
be
that.
angry at that.
climb, yeah.
70 meters. Levi's conclusion is better than Erwin's and Zeke's conclusion.
Aaron or
Erwin.
Erwin. Yeah.
Owen?
Well, Erwin's conclusion was good, yeah, but I don't know if it was. And then Zeke's conclusion, what happened? He
He dies, I'm pretty sure.
Does he?
I'm pretty sure he's betrayed by Aaron.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think he either is just left on the
Oh no,
path.
no, he
Wasn't-
does get killed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
wasn't does he get killed by a Levi?
I can't. I remember that part is when Aaron's head falls off and rolls, and like the Beast is like fuck, because he needed the founding Titan, and then it's the whole thing where like it transforms into.
No, yeah, because Zeke like he gets absorbed into Aaron or some shit, and then he pops out of like the skeleton.
Yeah,
And
and it just gets nerfed straight away.
and Levi gets him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was because I'm pretty sure it wasn't at the end like after he's betrayed by Aaron, because at first like he's throwing rocks at them whilst he's absorbed into the skeleton, but at the end doesn't he like allow Levi to kill him to like stop the connection because they have to be touching, right? Wasn't that
Something
the thing?
like that. Yeah,
It's been a while since I watched
it has been a while.
But I don't know. I didn't really like Levi's conclusion. How
Yeah,
the only way to stop him was like pretty much by really cooking him with injuries.
yeah.
Bro, he was like,
And then
nerfed by.
he's sitting by the rock, like he's sitting against the rock, like completely injured. And then he sees all the fallen soldiers, like
Oh,
the ghosts
okay.
of the people, like Hanji and stuff.
Most heartbreaking moment that should have been top there as well.
So, but yeah, I mean, we're talking about specifically about conclusion. So, would everyone agree that Levi's conclusion
I
is
think
better
so.
than Erwin?
I think so.
I think it just had more impact, especially
Yeah.
seeing that like the characters that you loved and they also died in the show, and then you just see all
Yeah.
the ghosts of the people and like the soldiers that he had to kill because they were turned. I think.
And also, I think it also was a mixture of, because I don't know if you remember, and I don't think I'm wrong, Levi said that he never wanted to lead, and that's why he fell so much on Erwin's shadow, to the point that towards the end, you have all the soldiers that he actually led, but died, kind of like saluting him.
Yeah.
That made me shed a tear, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I think we really got the help.
I wanted to.
Right.
Even though Zeke's was alright, but Erwin's
Erwin's,
was
yeah.
really good as well.
80 meters. So we're getting very high now. The crying scene for Aaron at the end of the show
Yeah.
makes sense for his character.
Well, with the Armin in the like
In the
water
whole
realm.
Yeah.
water.
I was really
water
happy that that scene happened.
where he starts like just crying from
Because it just shows that this Aaron is not just like this insane monster that
Yeah.
like he has like that he even though he had to do all this for his friends and for like to take away the idea that all people in Paradis are like these demons. Like he knows he had to do that, but he still has like he still loves his friends.
Yeah.
Because like throughout the show, like he even starts fighting with Armin. He completely neglects Mikasa and shit
He
like
almost
that.
seems like a 180 of the character, but that at the end explains
No,
it.
it just shows that like most of it was just a facade because he knew what he had to do.
Yeah, and he gives more depth to the burden he was actually carrying. Like he gives more context.
Yeah,
to it.
so yeah, no, that's a neat
Was
detail for
Aaron
me.
on our list the other day?
For what?
Suffering, yeah.
Suffering. I was gonna say, because he had.
Yeah, but compared to the people who were talking.
Yeah, I know, but he had to go through all of this, acting this way.
By the way, you chose Kaneki over Aaron Yeager.
Still
Yeah,
suffered
yeah.
a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But-
So yeah, the crying scene does make sense because I think some people don't like it,
no, shut
but
no, shut up, bro.
Yeah.
It would have been so much worse if it just ended like that with no explanation of what
Yeah,
happened.
Imagine if the scene was him just like
Because without that scene, like
Then you never know.
Aaron just
yeah.
like he just seemed like the type of guy that he just stopped caring for his friends.
And to be fair, this links to the 90-meter hill
oh
where the ending of the show wasn't bad. Some people don't like how the show ended with Erwin actually like pretty much like with that whole scene of him crying and him letting Mikasa kill him, and then the whole thing. Obviously, of like how we just talked about him
Who
crying
the
and all
fuck
that,
said that?
and then the whole thing of like Mikasa, like them visiting his grave,
Yeah.
and then like eventually years and years pass, and then the whole place gets bombed, and it ends with the kid going back to the tree.
Yeah, because but that's the whole point of AOT. Like and like
Because that the
Aaron-
cycle does not end, bro.
I mean, but to be
That's the
fair,
whole
Aaron
point.
didn't
That's what
want
I was
to
gonna
finish the cycle.
That's
Aaron
fine.
didn't want to finish the cycle. He just wanted to give enough time for his friends to live good lives.
And like if people are like angry or like not happy that Eren died, and like you don't really understand, like especially the last few seasons, because Eren had to die.
No, I don't think they like how war just restarts.
Well, but that's the whole point.
The
It's
whole point.
like even with the Titans, even with like the war, like everything in the show is a cycle.
He couldn't stop
The
it.
whole point is that Eren realized that he actually can't. He tried, but he can't break the cycle. So he opted for giving as much time as he could to his friends to live
that's
his
like-
life.
That's the
from the
whole
beginning.
thing that like Eren, like he saw what he had to do, and he realized the only way that he could do it was to lead.
Yeah, it's kind of
into
like
the last season, or
it's kind of like the scene with Doctor Strange being like, "I've seen like a billion universes. That's
and there's only one, and like he himself knew that he couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
So it's
and it's very cool. There's literally a painting of the first Titan, and it was the big tree with the Titan, and then kind of like a dog-looking Titan, and the boy that went at the end to the big tree was the boy with the
Because
dog.
I don't know if that means that like the
It's gonna
Titans are gonna be
restart.
back. But I don't think so.
I think it's more of like a metaphor for like just saying that the cycle will continue.
Because like some people
Whether
say,
or not
oh,
the Titans are involved is that war will always happen.
Because he was also thinking like one of the
prejudice will always come back.
Yeah, but part of Aaron's goal was also to obviously like how he said, give time for his friends, but also like to stop the Titans. Because especially at this time where there wasn't like any crazy guns and stuff, like the Titans were the strongest power. I mean, even now if they're Titans.
I mean, not really.
I know, Titans are like pretty small compared to like stuff.
Yeah.
humans and
And like he just hit him with a fucking nuke.
They're smaller than like way smaller than the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Like Colossal Titan, you see those big cargo ships? They can ride down sideways.
It's like Titans nowadays.
But
Keep
regardless,
yourself
everyone
from
wanted to
far
stop
away.
the power. So like seeing the kid going back to the tree, and like if someone takes that away as the Titans are gonna be back, then I can see why they'd be like. But I do think it's not to show that. It's to show that the cycle is just gonna start again.
Yeah.
And it's more of the war and violence cycle starting again, and not necessarily the Titans coming
No,
back.
because the titles were never the cause of all the war and all the segregation between Titans. Sorry, they were never the cause. Maybe the fact that some people had them and stuff added fuel to the fire, but it was never the origin.
Because what was the main title of this hill?
That the ending wasn't bad at all.
I don't think it was.
I'll
bad
go
at
as far
all.
as say it was good.
I don't think.
Great even.
I think
no.
the showing Eren finally confessing why he did it to his friends was amazing.
Yeah.
The way that it ended with Mikasa kind of like constantly living his grave, and then you just see kind of like a second grave pop up right next to him. That was really cool. And
Yeah, but he also got to live with Mikasa in that one like timeline.
that one timeline, yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, and so 100 meters, highest hill, links back to one that we kind of already talked about. In terms of riding, Mikasa and Armin are not in the top 4.
Ooh, who would be the top 4? Reiner, Levi.
I think
You could
Mikasa,
argue Zeke,
but I won't be mad
because
at
Zeke
people.
has, especially like after season 3, I think it is. Once you start getting into the political side of AOT, Zeke is like it's beating.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily be mad if people put Mikasa there as well.
Mikasa's story is actually doesn't have that much sauce to it, I think. Like compared
does.
with others.
Like keep in mind, like her whole world was Eren, and then by the end of the show, she has to lose
I
that.
know, but it's more like that's like a simple concept with like you having to kill like your whole world, like the person you care most about, and when you compare that with Reiner,
No, but it's like
just
no, but like
don't
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Ryan. No, I was comparing more with Zeke.
Yeah.
It's like because throughout the show, Mikasa has to go like through different stages of acceptance that Eren is turning into this guy, and then she has to like because there that whole thing that Ackermans can't hurt, like something like that. And she has to like live through the thing of like detaching from Eren, like losing the scarf, shit like that. So that's like it's a whole build up to the end of the show where Mikasa has to kill him. And to be honest, realistically, for the ending to be as good as it was, the only person that could have killed Eren is Mikasa.
But you don't think Falk is maybe better written than her?
No.
not at all.
Like the whole thing that she never felt accepted, and even though she's like an Ackerman, and like that's like people always think so much of her because of that.
Would you put Armin over Mikasa?
No.
Mikasa.
In terms of writing, no.
Okay.
Armin was there for the shits and giggles and to get some Annie puss, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he ain't wrong. Bro.
So you would put it top 4?
I'll put it like 4th place, Mikasa, but yeah. There's a debate to be had there.
I mean, it is a high hill, so not everyone climbs that. No,
I don't know. My top 3 are definitely locked in. 4th and 5th, I'll have to think a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so the question is whether Mikasa would be on the top 4. Because are we all agreeing?
Yeah, Armin is on top 4.
Wouldn't make it.
Armin will make her.
So yeah, I mean, because I don't think Armin makes top 4 either.
Bertolt.
You don't
Definitely
think?
not Bertolt, no. I'm thinking more like... No, because no one from his squad, like Sasha or all these characters, makes it. Gabby and Falco, they were only in the last season. They don't have enough development. Flock has maybe...
What about Aaron's dad?
Chance. I was thinking Aaron's dad as well, but...
in terms of writing, because we have to talk about writing. To be fair.
Aaron's dad did have more sauce.
No,
to
but the
his
thing
story
is,
than
Aaron's
Mikasa's.
dad.
All his sauce was from Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron's dad.
Plus,
His story is so good because of what Aaron.
Yeah, so in terms of writing, does Levi make it?
Yeah.
Because...
His story,
100%.
his conclusion.
yeah, no.
Well, he actually had a whole series of episodes that was just him fighting against his dad.
Yeah, no, Levi's up there. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think Mikasa actually make
so
it.
we
I
also
don't
have Annie, the
Nah.
female titan.
not
she
top
doesn't.
4.
Top 4.
Maybe a Morrowian or something. Like someone from the other side.
Yeah, I'm trying to think that.
Like who?
Gabi. No.
No, but that's a fiction.
And Falco also wasn't anything like
Yeah,
crazy.
I think Zeke is only one from the other side.
I mean, Annie was well written, but we top 4.
Like, I think Mikasa... It would be realistic between Mikasa and Zeke for 4th place. And I think Mikasa, just because she had longer, she spent longer in the show.
I guess because it wasn't. Didn't we find out? Do you remember that whole first scene where it's Mikasa got taken by those guys, and then Aaron shows up, kind of like try and save her,
Yeah.
and we all thought that Aaron had killed him. It was Mikasa that did it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Because it was Aaron fought them, started getting beat up, and then she had like that bloodthirst. It just fucking.
Yeah, because
Just when
Because she's an Ackerman.
one and get on.
Yeah. So actually, I'll put Mikasa as my top 4. 'cause
Yeah,
remember
I
that.
might. So we won't climb
So
that
we
hill
won't climb
because
that hill.
Mikasa just scratches the.
Yeah.
Let us know.
he would be top 4.
Let
Yeah.
us know. Yeah, let us know that in the comments. If
So we won't climb the
you,
hill.
Okay, sorry.
if you would climb that hill and
We ain't.
what your top 4 characters in AOT are in regards to writing.
yeah.
And
And comment if any of these hills you disagreed with and why.
yeah.
I mean, our top 4, I don't feel like it's not necessarily
It's
a wild
not a
take. I
great-
feel like
Yeah.
most people would agree with it.
Most people
Yeah,
probably
I don't
agree.
think we're forgetting anyone. That's like
No.
But yeah, before we jump in onto our topic review, please do like
But
and
you won't
subscribe.
put Connie there, would you?
Bomba Quad.
Yeah.
Whole plug out there getting interrupted.
unplug.
We're gonna jump onto the review now. So if you do like the content,
The review?
please.
No,
It's
the main topic, main topic.
No, don't like and subscribe. Fuck you. Then,
Just,
bro. Just like, subscribe if you like the content. Leave a comment down below if you have anything to say, and let's start reviewing The Witcher.
Well, we're gonna do this all.
Wait, what she said?
Oh my god! No,
This guy, see, that's why I just had. He doesn't. So now we're gonna go on to my topic. They don't really know what we're doing today. I just said like character assigning game thingy.
Yeah.
So today we are building a God Greek Pantheon using only anime characters.
What does that even mean?
What does that mean?
So I have a list of the 12 main gods in the Greek pantheon. You're gonna recognize like 90% of them, but I also have a little description of what they do in case you don't.
Right.
And I have a few anime characters that best represent and that could take their place. You can also bring your own, and we're basically gonna discuss what better characters in anime would fit. So at the end, we'll have one anime character for each god. If you know what I mean. So we're gonna start off obviously with the god, the father of all the gods, Zeus, right? So you pretty much know like lightning and shit. He's the king of all the gods and the god of law and order, and of the sky, thunder, and weather,
Right.
Okay.
and also the god of kings for some reason. So yeah, so the option that I have is Julius Novochrono from Black Clover.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got Netero, Hunter x Hunter. I've got Merlin, Hunter x Hunter. I've got All Might from MHA. Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. And then your
Gojo.
Wait,
Gojo from
is this
JK.
supposed to be? Is this supposed to represent Zeus as well?
So,
Like, is it supposed to be also who's gonna have the same traits as him?
yeah, so it's basically the character that fits the god the better to take its place. So if there was an anime character, there would be Zeus instead of Zeus. Who would they fit? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to have lightning powers.
Yeah.
It has to be the best fit that blends everything. So that's
Well,
why the Zeus is not just a god of lightning.
Yeah, no, but like Zeus, I mean more like personality traits.
Yeah,
That is
Okay.
looking for.
Well, Zeus is like extremely like cocky and controlling.
Yeah, it's like the god of gods.
Yeah, I'm not going. I think it goes to Escanor.
I was gonna say
you
Escanor, yeah.
can also bring your own picks if
Yeah,
you
I
think of
think
any as well.
if it was more in terms of personality wise, Escanor, it's him.
And what Zeus stands for, like being the kings of kings, right?
Mm.
Or the top gods. It just matches Escanor's personality and the whole thing.
The pride thing.
Yeah, I think that's an easy one.
You
Because like
know.
Gojo doesn't really have like those traits as much. He just has like he's very egotistical, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the strongest.
It's also about being like the all-powerful.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Gojo.
I think there's a lot of variables here, kind of like.
Yeah, so that's why it's a discussion to see which one like fits.
Because in terms of,
fits it
if you
better.
ask me, if I'm putting a team together, and this is gonna be like the top,
He's making the event.
the top head of the team, I would put Gojo.
Mm.
But if it's a personality wise, Escanor fits better.
Yeah. Yeah, Escanor. I think Escanor fits.
Escanor?
Okay, as
the Zeus
Escanor, as Zeus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Escanor's not really controlling. He's just prideful.
True.
No, he is controlling.
How?
Because like people tell him to do this stuff and he's like, no.
No.
That doesn't make you controlling.
Would it fit the
Well,
king aspect though?
yeah.
Like the king of the gods.
Yeah, Escanor fits.
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, Miriam.
prideful.
Because Merriam is literally called the king.
Yeah, Miriam's already.
I was
He
thinking
is
about him.
cocky as hell,
But
but
the like
you peasant.
No, but there's different level of cockiness here, mate. And like Escanor, he is also extremely powerful, and like his personality matches one like if you were the king of gods, right?
yeah, but
I
like
think
it doesn't
Escanor.
match Zeus. Like Zeus. In terms
Zeus
of like
is
his
the king of
personality.
gods.
I know, but in terms of like his
You
personality.
should talk to him to see if his personality.
Because
yeah.
there's different iterations.
I do
of Zeus,
agree.
But yeah,
I
in
do
general,
agree with
he's.
Escanor though.
Like when
Yeah.
you think of
I
Zeus,
think Miriam would fit better
no, I think Miriam is too tame.
because Miriam, like he literally, he
Compared to
commands
Escanor.
people in terms of like he has people under him, and so he literally leads people. Escanor.
To be fair, there might be another one.
And
there.
then
Escanor
and then
would fit.
Miriam, yeah, sure.
I mean, you can
Miriam-
you can swap halfway
Miriam
through it,
and
so
Escanor.
it's
I
not a big
say
deal.
let's leave Miriam for now. If
I
there's
think
no,
he's too tame to be the Zeus character. He's very like Miriam's also very calculating. Like he's also
True.
So-
Zeus,
so- so
Zeus,
is Zeus.
tends to be always very manipulative
Yeah,
in some way.
but Escanor isn't manipulative
True,
at all.
That's also true. But like,
how is Zeus manipulative?
no, or
Fucking
like,
God.
no, more like Zeus tends to be like very controlling.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, and like Miriam, he like to
Yeah.
a certain extent he has more than
Escanor also
Escanor.
only does stuff his way, and the stuff that
True.
he
Yeah,
wants
but that
to do.
doesn't make him controlling.
It depends what you mean by controlling.
Like,
We're also
like
talking- what do you mean
Zeus-
by Zeus control? I'm pretty sure
Bro.
Zeus is not trying to manipulate people. Like
No,
he's not
no,
controlling
he
in that
is.
sense.
No, he literally has.
How do you know
Like-
this?
Well, from I only know the iteration from God of War, like the game.
And he's also in the epic musical.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I don't think Zeus is like that type of controlling where it's like trying to get his way. It's just he's controlling in the sense of like you're gonna do the
Yeah.
things I say you should do.
so basically, he is the king of the kings and the king of the gods, right? So it's that.
No, like,
God
in,
of War.
in the game,
what's
he-
the name of the villain from Demon Slayer?
Muzan.
No.
Nah.
No, but like in the game, like Zeus literally, it's something to do like there's these two wolves that like if they're released, they cause Ragnarok. So like he releases them so he can have control to when Ragnarok is gonna happen. Like he's that type of like god. He wants to have control over every little thing.
True.
I think Miriam. I think fits a little bit.
That's why he's
No,
always
I think-
that's why he always has his birds around. to,
For
like,
that
watch people.
specific point, I think Miriam. Before everything else that makes Zeus Zeus, I think Escanor just fits better.
Because because Escanor, the big thing is the pride, right? That aspect. Doesn't Merwam have that, but in a more like less showy way?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Zeus is like
He
I'm
is,
Zeus!
he is showing off all
You know,
the time.
it's like-
It's
he's always on a farm, man.
boom, boom.
so it's like
Yeah,
yeah,
have big booms.
you know.
But Merwam, like I
He
think
literally says you're gonna do
I
this.
also
'cause I'm
think, I
Zeus."
also think
Yeah.
Merwam fits the better definition for king Wow, Escanor, not really.
We're talking about Zeus, not king.
Well, he's the king of the gods.
Yeah, I know, but in the sense of like,
we can leave Escanor and Meruem there for now and come back to it later because this is a discussion. It's not.
How many gods in the pantheon?
There's there was a bunch of them. I've got 12. The 12 main gods. It's fine. We're gonna go through some of them quite quickly. Also, so this next one. Some of them I had some good options and then I tried to fill in with some funny ones. So just don't cook me.
This is only anime characters, right?
Yes.
Why'd you try and fill it? Like you could have just given us some options.
So the next one is Hera. She's the queen of gods and the goddess of women, marriage, and family. And the options that I have is Lady Tsunade from Naruto. Tsukino, which is basically the main character from Sailor Moon. You don't need to watch it to know what the character is.
She's definitely not getting picked.
Maybe she's not getting picked.
Emilia from ReZero. Anya Forger from Spy Family. And this is the kid, yeah. But the reason I picked her is because it's the goddess of marriage and family, and she's always trying to keep her family.
Yeah. So you're playing Escanor, giving dogs fucking.
No, this is arbitrary. And then the next one is Elizabeth from 7 Deadly Sins.
I think I'm going to put Michelle Obama.
Probably. So the girl.
Probably Elizabeth.
From 7 Deadly Sins.
Like the other picks weren't necessarily like between like wait, so it's the god of what? Marriage.
So it's the goddess of women, marriage, and family. Yeah.
4 guys to decide this as well.
Guys get married.
Yeah, but. No, we're deciding God of Woman.
Guts. Let me think, bro. I'm trying to look through the animes.
I think
the
girl from 7 Deadly Sins. What's her name?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
I think
she does have the whole thing where she's like she is the princess all the time.
True.
Because she every time she dies she gets reincarnated.
And she constantly is always falling in love with Meliodas.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not.
I was gonna say Midnight from My Hero.
No, because it's marriage and family. It's not love. Love is afterwards. So yeah, are we saying?
Well, I mean, if we're going for love,
no, it's not love. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, if we're not going for love, it's just like marriage and family.
Yeah, okay, I'll back that. You know.
But the thing is, Elizabeth doesn't really have it's for more like love stuff. It's not marriage and family, so she'd be a better pick for a love type scenario.
It's also goddess of women, like Lady Tsunade would fit that.
Mikasa.
Who was Lady Tsunade?
I was thinking Mikasa, but like she's not very womanly.
No.
She literally isn't. She's more like a tomboy.
Who was Lady Tsunami?
Naruto.
The blonde.
No.
Heavy chest.
Yeah. Heavy chest on her.
He knows.
I don't know.
I'll say Mikasa, you know.
She's not very womanly. This is the goddess of woman.
Yeah.
True. Because some of the other ones, I was just giving options out of the dome, and some of the gods to fill is a bit harder, especially because women in anime are a bit underrepresented.
I would
give me
actually.
Goddess of women, marriage, and children. Not children. Sorry. Goddess of women, marriage, and family.
Give me Vi.
Stupid fucking decision, bro.
Bro, like marriage is hard, right?
She's woman enough, but when I'm talking about Mikasa,
they're both representation.
They're both not very.
I think Arcane is
Animation.
Anime.
I'm thinking animation, mate.
Yeah, I was thinking animation.
I'm sure if you guys don't think.
No, but that's a stupid choice.
I don't.
Because it's the same argument with Mikasa, bro.
How?
Because both of them are not very woman-like by your standards.
I think she's a woman-like. Okay.
Vi. The girl that boxes people.
So woman can't box.
No, that's not what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
No,
see, this guy can't already.
You get one
guy out of here. Get this guy out of here.
You cancel Mikasa. I think Mikasa is a better choice then.
I don't think any of them are a good choice for this, bro. I think you have to choose someone that's like very like princess.
Well, not then.
No, not necessarily, because like the god, it's goddess of women, marriage, and
you know you can take off the
fucking vibration, bro. And he still didn't.
Okay.
I don't know. We need to think of.
I'm just
main woman. Such a main woman character.
Yeah,
no, bro. I've got these. These
those are all
the
shit
best
choices.
those are all shit options, bro.
We need like a mother figure, but like a strong one.
Now remember, this would also like it would be the queen to whoever you pick as a king.
You know.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter
Nezuko?
I think Mikasa is a good option.
I think Mikasa. But like, because she does get married at one point.
Yeah. And the whole thing with her, it's the attachment to Eren. Like she wouldn't really fit the goddess of love. She'd fit more this.
Yeah,
and she's probably
I thought Mikasa was a good child.
When you think in anime, she's probably the.
What about the girl that Naruto dates?
Hinata.
No.
It's not a bad child, actually.
I mean, if you guys want to.
No?
The best. If you think about women in anime, of all the characters, which one is like the one most audiences will know about?
Michelle Obama.
No, but low-key Hinata might be a better pick. Because Hinata was extremely caring as well.
Yeah, Hinata was caring, became like family-oriented with Naruto.
I know them. Well, but I have, and he is right.
Okay.
I know what they do.
I don't think so. I think that's probably a better choice. I just can't think of one.
Well, unfortunately, you can't think of
we'll pick Hinata for now, and if you think of something else, let's go back to it. The next god,
Hinata from Haikyuu,
is following from those steps is Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. And the Greeks actually believed she was created from the foam of the sea. If that one's to help you out.
So I think
the options that I have is Karonji from Demon Slayer, the love Hashira.
Okay.
I've got
so my child.
Kitagawa, my dress-up darling. That girl. I've got
weird god to pick too.
I've got Toga from MHA because she has the whole thing with a twist of love. I've got Eleni's Dragon Road.
Oh shit! Wait, we can only pick animated characters, right? Because I think we should put Mystique here, bro.
Wait, what's the goddess of this?
This is love. Goddess of love and beauty.
Yeah, bro. Mystique would fit so well, bro.
Let me finish. So I've got Eleni's Dragon Road is from Jobless Reincarnation. She is that elf that keeps on getting blows. She has the curse.
Oh yeah, the curse.
And then the next one, I got Rika from JJK.
Okay.
Rika.
Yeah.
That's not a bad choice.
It is a fucking bad
Is this the goddess of love?
Yeah.
We should go with Elizabeth.
I do agree with that. Either Elizabeth or Amelia.
Elizabeth from
7 Deadly Sins.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, there we go.
Rika, what the fuck was Rika doing?
Because love.
I know, but like,
she's a curse.
Yeah, she's literally a curse.
She could be the goddess of marriage.
No.
Guess no. Okay. Okay, the next one we've got Apollo, the god of prophecy, music, poetry, and knowledge. My options are Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs. I've got Rudius Grey Rat, Jobless Reincarnation. Rengoku from Demon Slayer. Kenjaku from JJK. And Aina Konjika from Cloud.
I think it should be the bard from the Witcher film.
No, I was gonna say
the god of what? Prophecy, music, poetry, and knowledge.
Bro, the bard.
I want to go from the guy from
Jaskier.
Castlevania Nocturne, the guy that is always like
Robin.
singing and he's always.
How is he knowledgeable?
Huh?
How is he knowledgeable?
He is knowledgeable, bro.
What the opera singer?
Yeah.
He do be knowing shit.
He do be knowing shit, bro.
No, he doesn't. He's not a smart character.
It is a god of knowledge.
But it's also
But it's gonna be hard to find a character that fits knowledge and music.
It doesn't have to fit all of them. It can just fit.
Because if it's music's this guy, if it's knowledge, I'll probably go with like Dr. Stone. If it's knowledge.
No. Dr. Stone knows basic science.
Well, honestly, I think Rudius Grey Rat is an excellent pick for this.
How? He has erectile dysfunction or had.
No, bro, this is... Do you know how much knowledge he has? And the whole thing with prophecy.
In magic.
He has a previous life as a human, so he knows stuff that no one else in his world does.
But that's not prophesying.
I know it's not about the world, but it's hard to find a character that fits the prophecy role. So...
I think it should be Night Eye. My Hero Academy.
It could be that would fit the prophecy bit. But they wouldn't really go for the knowledge. It just depends what...
I mean, Night Eye is also extremely smart.
True.
Like
it just depends what character you want.
There's no music in there.
No, he don't be... I mean, he might be spitting 16.
I thought mine fit everything quite nicely, though.
What was yours?
The guy from Castlevania Nocturne.
He only fits music.
But yeah.
Rudius, I think so.
I think my what did I just say was my
Night Eye.
I think Night Eye is a better pick.
Not better.
Okay, we're gonna have to have
a
sort of
how does Rudius fit any of it?
Knowledgeable.
How? In magic?
In everything, bro.
He's
literally the top one in his school, pretty much.
Yeah. And it's like the school of the schools.
He can literally see into the future, and there is a whole prophecy about it.
Yeah, I would go with Rudius, to be honest.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Fucking twat is an unnecessary group, but sure.
Okay, we're gonna go with Rudy's Grey Rat as Apollo. Then we've got Ares, the god of war. So the following
Kratos in
options. I've got Thorkel the Tall from Vinland Saga. He's basically the big dude.
Yeah.
Guts, Berserk, Bakugo from MHA, Merillion Vermilion from Black Clover, and then my personal pick for this one, Sukuna from JJK.
It's not Guts, but okay. I just Guts.
No, but that's
He's the closest one there is to being similar.
But is there going to be like a god of suffering or something? Bro?
It's the god. Yeah. So Ares is literally the god of war, right? He's usually considered murderous, bloodstained, and
It's Sukuna, bro.
yeah, and
That's Guts.
and cowardly.
Cowardly.
Yeah, and no,
As a god of war, cowardly.
no, it's more like that. He does anything to win the fight.
Yeah, it's
That's kind of
Sukuna,
what-
bro. It's literally Sukuna.
Sukuna, literally, he doesn't care about anything else, but scrapping every
do agree.
single being.
I
that
don't
comes
think
out.
Guts
it's
would fit
Sukuna.
this one. I think Guts would.
All he cares about is killing demons.
Yeah, but Ares is not just about the. Guts all cares about is killing something that is considered evil, right?
Would Guts kill a human?
He has.
Yeah, he has.
No, but
No,
he has,
but
but would he?
No, what I'm trying to say, Daniel, what I'm trying to say is, in my perspective, Guts, if someone went, big man, took the curse off, like you could, he would be like, finally. Whereas I have a feeling that God of War is like, he's like dying to get
no,
a fight.
Guts is-
Sukuna fights his own
you're
people,
Guts.
like the curses.
Guts.
He cooked Jogo
Bro,
just for the shits and gigs.
Guts. Would Guts kill an innocent woman?
That's true.
Like God of,
So the god of war just has to be someone that kills anyone at sight.
No, it just has to be
No, but
someone
he'd be
that doesn't
willing-
do
the
anything.
of war, Kratos, doesn't do that.
No, but he'd be willing to kill anyone.
I think God of
So
War.
would Guts, because he has killed anyone.
Do you think Guts would start the war on purpose just for his own pleasure? Because that's the point of God of War. The God of War does not. His whole point is to. I want war.
It's
I
to
want
wreak
bloodstain.
havoc,
I
bro.
will do anything to get as much
Because
of
you
that as
also think
possible.
about the new Kratos, you think about
he
the
won't
old
start
one.
a war, but the other stuff you described.
Yeah, so he can't be God of War.
I think
if he
it's-
won't start a war, he can't be God of War.
I think
There you
it's
go.
Sukuna. I think Guts will fit someone else better. Someone with like.
It is a.
It's 100% Sukuna, bro.
I
You
think-
guys also no red berserk.
Yeah,
you
but
don't know about Guts.
like Guts is not gonna kill an innocent woman. Sukuna's done that.
And again, if your sole point for picking God of War is if they kill an innocent woman, then-
Can I maybe if you let me fucking finish? Is if you'd be willing to kill anyone?
Basically, the mentality that
Yeah,
I'm
but your
thinking
whole
of.
point is that like because Guts doesn't just kill an innocent woman, he can't be the God of
Bro,
War.
Sukuna literally started a war.
Okay, but how?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guts doesn't know that. We're talking about the God of War.
I'm forgetting that Sukuna's whole plot was that he teamed up with Kenjaku, so that Kenjaku would release like the Tengen version of like all the curses
Yeah.
together to destroy
So the God of
world.
War has to be a
So
villain.
no, so
That's
so,
not what we're
so
saying.
Sukuna would scrap him to see who's the strongest. That's all Sukuna wanted to do.
Sukuna literally always just wants to fight the strongest and kill everyone.
Bro, Guts, he gets so bad in battle that, especially with the Berserker armor, he turns to like he literally just fights anyone on side, including his friends.
Okay, but that's not God of he.
Bro,
Like,
all
but
he
so-
cares
but
about,
the difference is
especially from like every single step of his life, all he's cared about is like fighting. That's the only thing he does.
Same
He
as
only
Sukuna,
feels
though.
comfortable
But
in a fight.
Do you think that Guts enjoys
Yes,
the fight, like
the-
deep down?
that's one of his problems. Character is dealing with the fact that he's only okay when he's fighting.
But Sukuna is like literally Sukuna is
And the fact that he for some reason starts getting urges to just fight and kill people.
Can we know what the
That's
other
a
gods
good
are going to be or not?
Sure, yeah, we can.
I mean, I'm saying Sukuna.
we can keep Sukuna and Guts for
Let's
this
keep
one.
Sukuna and Guts and then decide.
The next one, I got Artemis, the goddess of hunting, animals, and childbirth. I took a few liberties with this one. The first one is Turbo Granny from Dan Da Dan.
No, it's not.
Then I've got Mikasa, because of the goddess of hunting. I got the Chimera Ant Queen from Hunter x Hunter, because the childbirth. She did all that.
she did give birth.
Then I've got Hawk Mama, the Seven Deadly Sins, the big green pig. And then I've got...
What does that have to do with like birth or hunting?
It's animal, bro. And then the last one I've got is Ash Ketchum Pokemon.
I'm gonna be honest. Your things don't help us at all.
No, no whatsoever.
Because he catches them all.
So it was animals, hunting, and
Childbirth.
maybe let's forget the childbirth.
Yeah, it's-
Animals and hunting.
I'll low-key, if I could, I'll low-key put Craven here.
But he's not an anime character. So.
Yeah.
Craven.
Kraven the Hunter.
I mean, that one.
Sasha?
I was just doing what the potato girl.
Well, he's been in animations if you count that.
Hunting and animals.
The Prowler.
Anime characters.
Well, we accepted animation, bro.
No, it's anime.
Then why'd you say animation earlier? So that's what we picked on animation. Vine. He was like, let's stick to anime.
Unless we
The Prowler, like there's animated shows about every Marvel character. If you
Yeah,
are.
that is true.
Well, no, but the Prowler is literally hunt people. That's why I was literally.
Because you go Kraven the Hunter.
Well, I can only think of like characters like that. I can't think of anime right now.
That's fair. Animals. If it was animation, I didn't have one. If it was animals hunting,
I didn't understand a word you just said.
If it was animation, I didn't have one for animals hunting. I was gonna say Vi's dad, the
Beast.
Warwick.
No.
Warwick.
He's not a good hunting.
Animal and hunting, bro.
Oh, hunting.
My guy smells blood and goes.
I don't know if
You don't think Mikasa fits the hunting aspect?
No,
Because
no.
her whole thing is hunting titans.
I think
it
that's.
doesn't necessarily have to be
I think
animals.
that's pushing it, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
The Turbo Granny? No?
No,
Definitely not, bro.
definitely not. That's absolute shit.
Stain from My Hero. But that just fits hunting.
Yeah. We need someone that like turns into an animal and hunts other animals.
We can also just make some of these some fun ones. We don't
Is it
have
like
to.
an animal ball, like werewolves and shit?
Because I think the Chimera ant fits, the queen fits quite well. Because she fits the childbirth and she fits the animal. She fits the animal.
Yeah, but not hunting.
She makes nothing but animals if you think about it. Animal hybrids. So
Sure.
Yeah, let's have the queen then.
Which side is for hunting?
so for Artemis we go with the Chimera ant queen.
Combo club.
Then we have Athena, the goddess of wisdom and defense. My options are Maki Zenin, JJK, Merlin, Seven Deadly Sins, Freerun from Beyond
Freerun.
Journey's End, Makima, Chainsaw Man, and Shikamaru from Naruto.
I think I'm happy with free
Well, what's the god of again?
Wisdom and defense.
Wisdom and defense.
Yeah, Freerun.
I'll say.
Well, wisdom, especially.
The whole point is that she's all powerful, but the whole spells she does are mostly for like minimum effort just to get defense done.
Her.
Yeah. Next we've got Dionysius,
Hope you're in these down, mate.
the god of wine, pleasure, and festivity. The options I have are Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter, Hikari, JJK, Jiraiya, Naruto, Koro Sensei, Assassination Classroom, and Tengen Uzui from Demon Slayer, the sound Hashira.
Why is Chorus in there, bro?
Because the pleasure, bro, one of
Jiraswa
tentacles.
might be you
Huh?
Jiraswa.
Jiraiya.
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 Yeah.
I'd say Hikari.
Really? Pleasure.
Bro, he wants to lose gamble, bro.
Pleasure, wine, and what was it?
Oh, bro, all he does is drink and gamble.
Yeah, Hikari.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, go on, Hikari then.
So we're going for Hikari
Is
for
that the
Dionysius.
4 second guy?
Next, I've got
It's
Hephaestus.
4 minutes. And 11
Hephaestus
seconds.
is the god of fire, metalworking, and sculpture. He was also a master craftsman and blacksmith. And the options are Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. I know we haven't watched it, but we know the main character.
Is that actually a good anime to watch?
You can't watch it
find
anywhere.
Vulcan Joseph from Fire Force is literally the blacksmith there. I've got Senku, Dr. Stone, Naofumi from Shield Hero, and Gaara from Naruto.
All these are fucking shit.
Yeah.
How Senku?
Senku what, man? He makes fucking basic chemistry.
Yeah, he's a student.
What's the god?
Maybe the last one you said.
Gaara, Naruto.
Maybe you got.
does
What was
great
it?
shit.
What was it? The god of?
Fire, metalworking, and sculpture,
No.
craftsman, and blacksmith. It's just because the fire is mostly related to the crafting stuff, so you don't have to lean onto the fire bit. I mean, Vulcan Joseph from Fire Force literally fits all of that perfectly, but he is not the main character. Because he does make a lot of shit for them, a lot of weapons and stuff, and they're all fire-based. But I did think personally, because Senku does fit, because he does create,
But it's not the god of creation, mate.
I know, but it's like, if you think about their time, he's literally the definition of a blacksmith. And a
Yeah, throw
craftsman.
Senko in there, I guess. Yeah.
Blacksmith.
Like if you ask him, can you make me meth? He'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
True, yeah, go with Senku, bro.
Okay, so Hephaestus, we're going for Senku. Okay, from Dr. Stone. Next, I've got Hermes, the god of travel, hospitality, and trade. He was also like the personal messenger and protector of thieves.
Isn't he like supposed to be very fast as well?
Yes, so he's extremely fast. The option I have is Bike Rider from One Punch Man. I've got Levi Ackerman, AOT, Okarun from Dandadan, Kusakabe from Fire Force, so Shinra, and Hawks from MHA.
I would say none of those are all fucking shit options, and I'm saying Minato, bro.
Who?
Minato.
Who's that?
The Yellow Flash, bro.
For trade.
The Yellow Flash.
Yeah,
For
Naruto's dad.
trade.
Oh.
Yeah, but his main thing is traveling. It's his speed, bro.
Oh, I actually didn't know.
So not traveling.
Huh?
Not traveling. He never uses his speed to travel.
Oh, guess what? So he uses his speed to stay still.
No, in fights.
Yeah, well, guess what he does when he's traveling?
He's not like he sprints around. When he's someone that's fast like that. Like, what's the guy with the turbo legs from My Hero Academia?
I'm surely not taking Okarun from Dadadan.
Shut the hell up, man.
Shut the hell
Shut the
up,
fuck up.
Yeah, Kenya. Fucking.
I don't
whatever his name is.
know.
The engine guy.
Bro, all of these picks are like probably the
Ingenium,
fastest
I think.
characters
He did
in
end up
anime.
flying, didn't he?
They're not the fastest cartoons in that way.
He ended up flying as well. The guy from My Hero
Shinra
Academia.
can literally break
Shinra,
the
yeah.
light
Shinra
light speed.
We can go with Shinra. The rest of them aren't that fast.
Hawks can fly, it helps. Bike
Not that
Rider
fast.
is a funny one. And then Levi.
Levi isn't the
I mean, but if we're going off like,
But he's also protector of thieves. Levi is.
if we're
That's
going
like
like pure like, I guess speed, then we have to go Shinra, even though Minato's faster.
Minato isn't faster.
They're both at the same speed.
No. Shinra is so fast his molecules spread apart and then get back together.
Yeah, but like
That
Minato,
is such
but
insane.
Minato pretty much teleports. Like it's instant
Shinra
teleportation.
does that, but
I
faster.
haven't seen it, so I don't know. I don't know.
Shinra is faster.
It's teleportation against instant speed, so like it's pretty much the
No,
thing.
I think it's just speed so fast it becomes teleportation. I think that's
Like
that's more what it
he's
is.
so fast his molecules are spreading apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He's so fast his
Because
molecules
if you're
can't
talking
keep
about
up.
teleportation, then Gojo is also as fast as Minato.
Yeah, I never said Gojo was slower, mate.
Teleportation isn't the same thing as speed.
Ain't no way we're gonna put Gojo for transportation, bro. Let's go with Shinra.
Shinra.
Okay.
He has speed, he protects people, so...
So, Hermes, you're going with Shinra Kusakabe from Fire Force. Okay.
I guess.
And next, we've got Poseidon, the god of the sea and earthquakes, brother of Zeus, and obviously like Ocean Sun. This was surprisingly difficult to find ocean-related characters in anime. But the ones I've got is Noel Silva
Yeah, that's what I
from
was
Black
good. Yeah.
Clover.
Give me that.
A lot of them were from One Piece, but we haven't seen any of it. The only one I put was Shanks from One Piece. I know.
Could be Luffy, bro.
I know, but like it's
He's
not
allergic to water, bro.
Good point.
really. Then I've got Giyu from Demon Slayer, the Water Hashira.
Yeah, no.
I've got Kisame Hoshigaki from Naruto. I didn't know
Butchered
who it
that
was. It's the shark Akatsuki.
No.
He's literally a shark with water powers.
But him. No one
And
was
then the final one is just Ikarugo from Hunter x Hunter, the octopus. Just because he's an octopus.
No,
I'm gonna go with Noel. Yeah, Noel takes that.
Noel Silva as Poseidon.
Yeah, literally in the water, she was like fucking people up.
Yeah, bro.
But she can't breathe under fish, pussy.
No, but it might
That's what I was gonna say.
it might have to be the fucking
There's like a fish.
the shark guy. Well, from what clan? I don't even know the clan.
Akatsuki.
Akatsuki.
Yeah, Noel.
Because like,
Shark
bro,
Akatsuki.
Noel can't breathe underwater, bro. And you're Poseidon and you can't breathe
The
underwater.
shark guy can make sharks appear in Earth.
Yeah.
Explain me that.
Why you say shark guy? I don't
From
think.
Naruto.
Bro, you have seen it because like I've seen it. He's the first Akatsuki that shows up with Itachi.
He used that sword.
He cooks. Was
yeah,
it,
I might go with that one.
was it Naruto? No, not Naruto.
Naruto is always getting kicked in the room.
The mentor.
Yeah, the man's the one that always smokes.
Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi. He fights Kakashi and he cooks him. And
Doesn't cook him. Doesn't cook him. But yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Shark
Shark boy.
Okay, we're going with Shark Boy from.
And then Lava Girl was like,
Naruto. And then the final god is okay. Is Hades, the god of the underworld. This one was the funnest one that I did. I didn't have to search it up.
I think I already know.
I've got Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto.
Oh no.
Eren
No,
Yeager,
no,
Aoki.
No.
Toji Zenin,
Oh no.
JJK.
Oh no.
Sami Sukihiro from Black Clover.
Oh no.
Who's the? Oh, Sami.
Subaru from ReZero. Sang Jin Woo from Solo Leveling.
Super.
And Light Yagami, Death Note.
None of them. Meliodas. He's literally the king of the underworld. Like he's the one right below the king. So Meliodas. We'll take that one. Take it.
Wait.
You mean the god of death, the one that decides who lives and who dies?
It will be the head commandment of demons, maybe.
But he's the sin of wrath.
Okay.
Well, tell me, at one point in the show, just because
haven't we picked Meliodas before as well?
No, just because he gets to that position doesn't mean that he fits the
role.
The role. Like, if you think about it, deciding.
So a part of his character.
Okay. At one point in the show, does he decide who lives and who dies, and just like controls the souls?
Do any of the characters you listed control the souls in the underworld?
Bro, Light Yagami literally has the power to decide who lives and who dies. Toji Zenin has the whole thing of like coming back from the dead. Subaru.
It wasn't his choice. It wasn't his choice.
Subaru is literally the apostole of
sloth.
He's like no, like the whole thing.
Envy, I think.
Envy is like he can come back from the dead.
To be fair, we could always.
The witch is envy.
We could always leave Guts on the other one and move Sukuna to this one.
Shut the fuck up. No, Sukuna's gonna be moved to this one.
It's not a crazy thing.
That's not crazy.
How is it gonna be moved to this one?
Bro, he decides to kill who dies because he kills everyone.
Like, but you kill everyone.
No, yeah, because
like we need someone.
Sukuna lives for that.
Well, do you remember those two girls being like brought back to life and they're like, please? He just molests one of them, bro. He decides.
Both of them actually.
Both. Oh yeah, he decides who lives.
He is the king. So when he's living, he already decides who lives and who dies already because he just.
True. He didn't do the thing. If you move, you come.
And like in Itadori's mind, he was like sitting on the throne of like death,
bro. But Sukuna, it's the whole thing about him is not death. It's like it's just a fight. He continually searches for a stronger opponent so he can prove he's stronger. Like he would entertain fights to last longer, bro.
I won't be mad.
I think White.
I would go with White, but he's a normal human and he needs to know their name to write down. So as long as he doesn't know their name, they can't die, bro.
That's a good point.
Sukuna just has to come next to you and
breathe.
It's more about who fits the godly role.
I think Sukuna.
They'll become like gods.
I can see Sukuna sitting on the throne being like...
He would kill the whole world.
If you want
exactly, you gotta have a balance.
It could be Julius.
Yeah, Sukuna, that's a perfect point. Sukuna would mute, you just get everyone sent to the underworld. And then you get bored. And then kill himself.
I think it could be Julius, Novochrono.
No.
Because of time.
Is this the god of time?
No, but I feel like he would also be like he'd be the only one that can actually make a good decision in terms of like who should.
Like you literally, there's nothing to do with this character.
It's more like which character fits more the role of like that grim reaper style of like being there at the end and just decided who goes and who doesn't. Controlling.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't be Subaru.
Yeah,
he's too mature.
You need to have a sense of balance as well. That's why you can't.
Then the White is really the only one that fits.
Yeah?
Yeah, White.
Are we saying White Yagami?
Yagimi.
Sure, go on.
White Yagimi.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna have to go through the list now of all the choices that we pick, finalize it. So we're starting off with the Anime Greek Pantheon. Zeus, you were choosing between Escanor and Meruem.
I think
Which was the finals?
Escanor.
Bro, Escanor does not know how to lead, bro. He's not the king of shit.
We'll teach him.
He doesn't know how to speak.
Okay.
He's not the king of anything. He's not even the king of the seven. He's not even the leader of the seven deadly sins,
It's
bro.
2 against 1.
Yeah, it's a shit decision. This guy doesn't even know what he's on about.
All
Bro.
these characters will be elevated to that position. So
what? Well, I'm thinking they're just dropped in that position, right? It's not like they learn. Yeah. So you tell me like what he's gonna go from? He's not even the leader of the seven deadly sins, and you're putting him as Zeus, the king of kings, bro.
Yeah.
Sure.
He'll learn. We'll teach him.
Yeah, he'll learn. Yeah, like what the fuck? You're basically.
Bro, he can for sure lead. Like that's the only thing that like Miram has.
Why? What?
The whole leading thing. Like, because Miram, I guess, he used to lead the peeps.
He leads his kingdom, and like not just that, he also controls them.
Okay.
Like Escanor doesn't lead anyone; he doesn't control anyone, and Zeus is literally the controlling character.
I think you're focusing too much on the controlling part of Zeus.
No, like because that's like the biggest. This is like his biggest aspect.
No, his biggest aspect is that he's Zeus. No one talks to him, and everyone does what he says because he says so.
He's so prideful. Everyone's like,
no, it's not because he's prideful.
Bro, Zeus is.
I'm not saying pride. No, but he said it's because he's so prideful that people do what he says.
You stopped him mid-sentence.
Stopped him in his tracks.
He did.
If it still gets one, this is the
I think Escanor, bro.
We have to just piss him off.
Okay. So it is 2v1.
Yeah, it's a super fucking decision. Just because he's prideful.
So we went for Zeus to be Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. Then with Hera, we were choosing between Mikasa and Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh wait, have we not?
Family one.
This is the women marriage.
Have we not used Elizabeth already?
No. So you were thinking about Elizabeth for Aphrodite, which is the next one, the goddess of love.
What did we end up using?
You didn't decide.
I think it should be Mikasa this one and Elizabeth next.
Mikasa is gonna be the god of the woman, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so we've agreed for Hera, the queen of gods, goddess of women and marriage and family, to go with Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan, and then with Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, to go with Elizabeth Lyones from Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, that's it.
Then next we got Apollo, and I'm pretty sure it was kind of like sort of a decision on Rudius Greyrat.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
Rudius. Has a erectile dysfunction. That's the fourth character.
So Rudius Greyrat as Apollo, the god of prophecy, music, poetry, and knowledge. Then Ares. This was a big discussion between Sukuna and Guts. What we're going for?
Sukuna, bro.
Guts, man.
We're talking about the God of War.
Yeah,
bro.
but if your take of God of War is that he literally kills every human being just because,
but like
but then like if we're talking about that version of God of War, then you can only pick a villain. Like,
what do you mean wild version? We're talking about the God of War, bro.
No, but you're saying the God of War pretty much sees a random people on the street, just strike them down.
I didn't say that.
A God of War is that he loves fighting and he loves to be in no situation. He doesn't just go in as for war.
So Danny,
but what you're asking me is, would Gus kill a random woman?
No, so Danny, the way I'm seeing
I
it,
said would be willing to, because the God of War would be willing to kill anyone to win the war.
So Danny, the way that I'm seeing it is, there's a war going on. He's literally like, put me in, coach. I really want fucking. So. That's a little bit more Sukuna, I think.
Sukuna literally
like drooling in the mouth.
Sukuna was starting a war.
The thing is, like, it's impossible for them because they don't have the context of the character of Guts.
I guess that is true, but at the end of the day, it is my decision is out of it. Even now, I would agree with Sukuna. It's 2v1, like it was with Zeus.
I think it's just because you guys.
For Ares, the god of war, we're going with Ryoma Sukuna from.
Because Sukuna doesn't even love fighting.
He does.
Not as much as Guts. Guts literally gets hard over it.
So does Sukuna, bro. Sukuna is always fighting to be determined as the strongest.
Yes.
That's all.
Sukuna would get on all of his fingers for all the fight.
No, I it's just because you guys don't really know Guts. Because otherwise I think you'd pick Guts.
Sukuna was at its happiest fighting Gojo. That was like peak.
Bro, Guts gets so lost in himself. He starts fighting anyone.
Yeah, but he doesn't enjoy it.
He literally. That's one of his problems. Is that he's realizing that maybe he is a monster because he's enjoying fighting that much.
Well, maybe the people will agree with you. Then for Artemis, we agreed, so the goddess of hunting, animals, and childbirth, to be the Chimera Ant Queen from Hunter x Hunter.
Yes, sir.
Then for Athena, the goddess of wisdom and defense, we all agreed to be Frieren from Frieren Beyond Journey's Edge.
That's cool.
For Dionysius, the god of wine, pleasure, and festivity, we all agreed to be Hakari from JJK, the Gambling King. Then for Hephaestus, the god of fire, metalworking, and sculpture, the craftsman and the blacksmith, we all agreed to be Senku Ishigami from Dr. Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? For Hermes, the god of travel, hospitality, and trade, we all agreed to be Shinra Kusakabe from Fire Force.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that.
We went with that.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
For Poseidon, the god of sea and earthquakes, we all agreed to be Noel Silva from Black Clover.
Yeah.
And then finally, Hades, the god of the underworld, was Light Yagami from Death
Also, don't really
Note.
necessarily agree with that.
That one, yes.
I mean, we agree with that.
I think
I can't choose a better. I'll put Sukuna there.
I thought Subaru was going to be one in discussion. Or Sang-Jin Woo, actually.
Bro, he's too immature to be God.
Sang-Jin Woo literally summons the dead.
I think we didn't consider something.
Yeah, Sang-Jin Woo. I'd rather put Sang-Jin Woo over White.
You know, I'll swap.
And I'm gonna be real. Like Subaru, like he can barely handle his own death. Now imagine everyone else's.
No, yeah, actually, Sang-Jin Woo was better.
Yeah, and I think Light Yagami might be lost a little bit in the sauce. Okay, well, so Hades, the god of the underworld, will agree to be Sang-Jin Woo from Soul Leveling.
Yeah.
So that's the broader complex take on the anime version of Greek gods.
Good topic, you're not bringing on that.
Good topic never happened yet.
Let us know down in the comments what your anime Greek God Pantheon would look like, and whether you agree or not with our choices. There's definitely going to be some debate.
Especially the Sukuna and Guts. I'm still in the beginning of reading Guts, so my decision. So yeah, reading episode. Sorry, so my decision might have been a little bit clouded.
I'm like 300 chapters in, don't worry.
So yeah, let us know what you think would be.
So like an hour and 20.
Okay. So with that done, we're gonna move on now to the review. We're gonna be reviewing the new Witcher movie on Netflix. I think it's called Witcher: Song of the Sirens, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So with our reviews, as usual, we go through the table. We give our own scores out of 10. Then we kind of have a non-spoiler review where we kind of just talk about without giving any spoilers. Then we give a spoiler warning where we get into more spoiler details, talk about what we like and don't like. And at the end, we have a rating tier list with all the shows we reviewed, and that will show up on screen, and then we'll put it there, and then that's the review. Yeah. So starting, I guess.
Let's start from last side. Starts with
I just want to say something.
Think anyway.
And I'm pretty sure I'm thinking about the correct guy. Do you see the second son? The one that was in really the son.
Yeah.
Without getting into spoilers.
General guy, yeah.
Did you recognize his voice?
No.
He's a voice actor for Cyclops in X-Men 97.
Oh.
Good know.
Yeah, we didn't recognize that.
Cool fact.
I did.
All right.
Cool fact.
So these are our
shit,
scores for Witcher: Song of the Sirens.
Starting with rough with
4.
7.
4.
I give it a 5.
You're such a bitch, man. If you
So I'm not gonna lie, like this month of shows and films has been very underwhelming for me.
Really?
Yeah.
So let me.
This is non-spoilers.
Non-spoilers.
So it's just
So,
we'll discuss.
I'll let you read because it's not big. My whole list. This was only one that I was actually taking notes as I was reading. So I went 5 out of 10. Animation kind of ass. Story basic. If I wanted to watch Little Mermaid, I would have put the damn film on. Essie's voice pisses me off.
Yeah. Okay.
And
You know what?
then
I know.
scratch that. Essie's tits are huge. 8 out of 10.
Oh, Essie.
Who's Essie? The girl.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Essie's
they have the
voice.
sexy
Essie,
at the
I
end.
can tell you, Essie's voice pissed you off because the voice actor shit. Like Essie's voice acting was awful. I wrote it down. Essie's voice acting just wasn't good.
I don't.
So I watched this movie. She wanted to gouge her ears out every time.
Essie
I just named them.
I mean, it's
bleep
first name, bro. You can't.
Oh,
you
bleep
can't
it.
that's
My job.
Yeah, so I watched the movie with my girlfriend, and yeah, she wanted to literally cut her ears off every time Essie spoke, and I was like, yeah, her
voice acting is very bad.
yeah, and
But it's
she,
just
also,
funny 'cause
she
I
also
also-
didn't really like the movie
Because I was actually writing it down as I was saying, so I was like, yeah.
Bro, your girlfriend has better takes than you. Bring her on the show instead of you, man.
Come on.
No, well, I'll. I mean, I can get on it.
But it was just
You're
funny.
saying
I
this
was
is above
writing
average.
these. I was writing these notes as singing, and I was like 5 out of 10. And then they have like that little sex scene at the end, and I was like, scratch that. Essie's tits are huge. 8 out of 10.
The show is also like what he said. It is very boring.
Film.
Like it's first of all, it's predictable at parts.
predictable.
Well,
Don't get into spoilers. It is predictable.
The
I don't
plot
think I
was
will.
Little Mermaid, bro.
But it is.
I didn't write down Little Mermaid 2.0.
It was
but
like
it is.
Yeah, the
Don't spoil
octopus.
it. Don't spoil it.
No, I'm saying in Little Mermaid, the octopus lady in
Right,
Little
it's
Mermaid
exactly the
Yeah,
same,
yeah.
is
bro.
very similar to the villain.
Yeah,
in
it's
this
just-
movie.
I think the overall, especially for a Witcher story. First of all, why are you putting the Witcher in the sea, like in sea type situations? I think overall, the plot wasn't that interesting.
Very bland,
Essie's
bro.
voice actor wasn't that good to the point where it pisses you
I'm
off.
honest, the only
just wasn't
thing, the
interesting.
only reason, right, I gave it a
Even
4
the villain wasn't interesting.
was because of the Witcher and the Bard, bro. Because the Bard reminded me of Witcher season 1.
It was the same voice actor.
Yeah.
Like it was the same.
Yeah, but it
actor,
reminded me of the dynamic
Yeah.
from season 1
Was
live
it
action.
Henry
Witcher.
Cavill that voiced.
No, I'm talking about the Bard.
Oh,
But, like,
it's the
was
same.
it? Do you know
Yeah.
if it was the same? Okay.
Yeah, I saw a recording of him in the
So yeah, so that's the only reason I'm giving it 4 is because it reminded me of the dynamic they had in season 1 of
Yeah,
the live
and
action
that's-
fight
show.
scenes are good.
Yeah, that's one of my pros. Is
Yeah.
that dynamic between the bard.
Yeah, and like, because the thing is,
scare and
with the Bard in the live action show, he kind of like I kind of started disliking him a little bit more because he stopped acting so much like a bard. Like the song started being kind of shit, like shit like that.
He became a
and-
sexual fiend at the end.
yeah, he became like a sexual fiend.
just wanted dick. And his songs started becoming shit as well. I was
Yeah,
like,
bro,
the dick is ruining your singing ability.
Your Witcher was like such a
give a
sick,
coin to your witcher.
Well, it's like- it's just a
I
sick
mean,
song.
toss the coin to your witch.
or whatever. It was something along those lines. I haven't watched the show in a minute, but yeah, that's the only reason I'm giving it a 4. It's because of that dynamic. Besides that, story simple shit.
And you gave it a 7.
Predictable.
It wasn't an
So
enjoyable
actually
watch.
bring your girlfriend here, bro,
So
because
it
your
was
takes are
very,
so awful.
it was very hard to give it a low score because it is The Witcher, and we've seen so many
I was
Witchers
bored at
that
parts,
it brings like the package with it. That it's already gonna be a minimum, can't be lower than a 3 because it's already The
Because it's
Witcher.
the Witcher. And like the Witcher, like there's gonna be some cool stuff
But
about
bro, like it's fine
very
to take
predictable, bro.
ideas from somewhere, But they literally copied the Little Mermaid down to a T,
Okay,
bro.
it's not down
No,
to
no,
a
but
T,
he is right to a certain extent.
villain was awful.
Like even Danny, even the
Bro, the only thing they changed is going to be spoilers, so I'm going to keep it, but yeah.
keep it. Yeah.
But like
You know
even
what I'm on
the reveals, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same.
Why are you guys
thing as
trying to
Little
talk
Mermaid,
about
bro.
spoilers without
No,
getting
I'm not gonna
spoiled?
talk about. But even
I
like
think we can get
the
spoiled
big,
soon,
the
but-
big like plot reveals.
I think,
it's very predictable, and it's the same as the Little Mermaid, bro.
I just don't think there's much of
Let
anything that
Tiago
was
explain
great.
his big 7.
No, bro,
Okay, wait,
7.
I might this one I might agree with just because I thought it was a good watch, so I just gave it above a 5. But yeah, I'll be down to bring it down to a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, bro. You're saying it's an above average film.
I stand by all my other ratings in the previous episodes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean you're stupid.
But no, but maybe this one is when I watch it, I didn't enjoy it.
It was a good watch. I enjoyed it.
I thought
it's alright. Like
the dynamic between Jaskier and Geralt was amazing. I really liked their banter. And then yeah, the fights they were the thing that made it for me. It was a great usage of all the Witcher powers and all the Witcher fighting stuff against the monsters and all that stuff until like the final battle, which is more even at the final battle is insane. So yeah, so I really enjoyed the fighting bit, and I do understand that the plot.
But also, the bard should not suddenly become, me as the witch, I don't have to worry about him because he's fiending for himself. Brother knows how to sing and how to fuck. That's about it, bro. He shouldn't be able to throw a sword around.
I thought the animation was fine. I don't know what you're on about.
I didn't have that many.
It's kind of plain.
It was
It was a bit.
And it was a great use of like the Witcher mythos and the whole fantasy stuff. It just
Because they threw the Little Mermaid in there.
yeah.
It was just the world was just
Apart from like mermaids,
The
though,
world
like,
was
there
extremely simple. It was a small island.
but they rode on sharks. Do you know how cool that is?
When did he even ride on
When
sharks?
did even
No, it was at the end. Remember the sharks that they were riding, the mermaid people riding on sharks, even though they could swim. You don't remember
I
that?
don't remember.
But bro, the thing
That was
is,
like a phrase.
if I can predict the ending by the start of the show, it ruins.
Yeah, let's get that.
Spoilers. Let's get it.
Spoilers now.
Spoilers for
Spoiler
the
alerts for anyone.
wait. Spoiler alert for the Witcher.
I mean, this is the first.
That one specifically.
This is probably one of the first reviews that I would be like, you don't necessarily need to watch this. Like a lot of the reviews we've had, I'll be like, yeah, you should go away and watch the show, or whatever film. But this, like,
Don't get me wrong, it was a good watch. I did enjoy watching it. That's why I gave it 5.
I really didn't.
Because it was average,
alright.
but it is very predictable. Like, it's exactly the same as the Little Mermaid. The only difference is she doesn't turn into the human, he turns into a mermaid.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
And
they're
that
like,
was so
how can we make it different?
That was so
predictable as well.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I don't give it lower is the fact that it's not like a show. It's just a movie. It's like a pretty short movie, like an hour and 30. If it was a show, it'd be lower.
Bro, like the whole thing with the
Fair.
aunt being the bad guy the whole time. It's
But
so
everyone
predictable.
knew. And then she turned into an octopus, which was what happens in Little Mermaid, because she's an octopus as well, bro.
The Kraken, yeah.
Yeah, it's just one thing that I hate about specifically like the Witcher show started doing that as well. The Witcher is like this like non-emotional thing, but he's always a pussy card.
Yeah,
He's always fiending for some girl.
Yeah.
And this time it wasn't even Yennefer or anything, it was just some random bitch.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even Yennefer, like I could have.
No, he was in his feels about Yennefer, bro.
Yeah, but like, come on, like the Witcher's supposed to be like he got trained to have zero emotions,
it's-
and all of a sudden all he loves is post.
No, you're like,
like, bro,
every single storyline is like
understand,
him
but-
feeling
Like,
love.
you know what I'm saying? We're not the Witcher. Let's be honest.
We're not the Witcher, bro.
It's like the same thing when they used to every time Wolverine had a movie or anything, he was always glazing about Jean Grey, and it's like, bro, there's more to this character.
And it's like,
than
bro,
his fucking horniness.
The
Yeah,
Witcher-
but you
the
can't
Witcher-
understand me.
No,
The
but
Witcher.
the whole-
Listen, I'm gonna bring down my score to a 5.
But the whole
I'm
thing
not-
with the
I'm not-
Witcher-
yeah, I'm not-
You're alright with
The
that.
whole thing with the Witch is that he doesn't have
it-
I don't
emotion,
think it's
bro.
lower than the 5.
He doesn't have emotion. I can understand like him suddenly taking time, but suddenly kind of like opening up to what's his name,
Because because
the bard, and like
Jaskier.
when the movie ended, I was like, this is a pretty decent watch, and then I didn't think about it.
So you're saying it's an average movie.
it is an average.
I think it's below average.
I think it's 5 below average. If I say, the Witcher's been hunting monsters since that's what.
The monster wasn't even interesting.
Yeah,
the whole
but-
thing about Witcher is
let
him
me,
and the
let me
monster.
just say this:
The fish people.
You
They weren't
think
interesting.
first, the Witcher's
bro.
senses are very good. Like they're slightly above human level. I'm not talking Daredevil, but they're very good, right? And his pendulum tells him when there's pussy around, and not the good kind that he wants. So like, if he was in a party and his emblem started shaking, but he didn't act on it.
Yeah.
They could just put that in, so it'd be like, we actually knew all along that.
Yes, but to be fair,
Bro,
in his offense, like in a party, for the pendulum doesn't guide you towards.
But it was as soon as someone entered.
Investigate.
He didn't investigate it at all.
And it's also like, for example, the whole thing with
Imagine him going around and just see you're getting closer.
the whole thing with like the boat with the fisherman being dead and like the spears coming through her, right? And it's like, then they show after this, they show the necklace. Oh my god! It's like, I knew, bro.
Bro, the whole thing with the ant was so predictable.
Do you know what wasn't predictable? The second son dying.
I fucking knew that was gonna happen, bro.
Bro, I thought it was gonna be a standard.
I mean, that was the least predictable thing.
I thought it was gonna be a standard that's gonna be a bad guy.
No,
and it's just gonna be. But I thought good. I was like, damn it, and then it just gets.
I thought he was gonna be fine.
I could just tell. Oh no, with him dying, I wasn't expecting him to die. But with him then becoming good, I could just tell. Oh, he's gonna turn and become a good person. And I just thought that he was gonna, which is what happened. He kind of like pushed him away and got grabbed, didn't he?
Kinda.
So he did save him. I thought that was gonna happen.
They had to make him good, so his death would be impactful.
Yeah.
I just the monsters, like the big thing about Witcher is the monsters he's fighting. These monsters weren't interesting. Why are you putting Witcher who can't swim against water monsters?
Oh, not even that, bro. I don't want to see him fighting Mr. Crab.
They were fucking mermaids, bro.
He was fighting a Kraken.
I want to see like a crazy fucking.
No, that's
beast,
a good
bro.
premise.
No,
a Kraken.
No.
It was a shit fight.
That's like the most basic thing you can throw at him.
Bro.
I want to see him fight these like crazy beasts, like mythology, not a fucking kraken.
For example, the animated one, the show, or was it a film?
Probably film.
That one was sick.
Yo, there's two Witcher films.
There's two Witcher films.
The prequel with his friend.
Yeah, that one.
I almost watched that one.
That one was sick.
Yeah.
And that one, there were other witches, and like the fights were amazing. Like that one was good.
Bro, it's just like, I don't know, bro.
Because he didn't have emotions as well, but he wasn't the whole time joking over Yennefer.
Like the emotion thing, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. For example, in the live action show, he develops emotions, especially to Yennefer. But now what? He's heartbroken.
It's not true. And it's also not to every single fucking
female
it's like, that appears in this.
There's also like a slow build up. It's like he's transitioning off his training in terms of like feelings, but like with this, he's heartbroken.
But I also didn't like the ending of the actual show of The Witcher, which by the end he's a family man with a wife and a kid, bro.
Like that's not The Witcher, bro.
Yeah, so I think I don't think it's an average show. I think you guys are a little bit scared to drop him below 5s because it's like being a 4, it literally means it's right below average.
Yeah, we do
a 3
forget,
is really bad. Like it's just bad. It's solidly bad. A 4 is below average. It's right below average.
I do forget that we're not actually ever, if rarely, gonna watch a show that is actually bad because we're picking shows that we think is gonna be good and then we see. So we do need to start like when you say dog shit.
Dog shit is the worst.
That's worse. But when we say bad, it just means it was a good watch. I would watch it again, but it didn't.
I mean, if it's watch it again.
If it's first of all, you wouldn't be like, I want to watch that again.
Like if you put it on, I won't be like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?"
If it's bad,
you're like, I don't know what
it was solidly bad.
Why are you putting Captain America brand new world?
With that one, I'll be like, "Don't you dare put that one."
Why does Captain America have wings?
If it's bottom bad, then it's
like Captain America.
If it's bottom bad, then it's solidly bad. But if it's top bad, it just means below average.
4 is
and
below
I think
average.
this is below average. I don't think you can.
I think this film fits it perfectly.
Which means it's a beautiful time to put on the rating tier list. So do we all agree top bad?
I'll agree with top bad.
It should be nowhere near mid. We're gonna put a lot of because we're gonna put. Let's be honest. We're gonna put a lot of shows in the mid good category. So we have to be strict with the show.
I mean, we already have some stuff on
this film.
It's just we had so many good stuff this month. I was like, I'm gonna bring
we haven't. Every single thing that we reviewed this month went on the mid. I mean, some of them aren't on the table that you're seeing right now. It's because there's the Marvel and DC table, and this is going to
Captain America, The Witcher.
Captain America, The Witcher, Spider-Man, and Castlevania.
All of them.
Castlevania and Spider-Man.
The best one is Spider-Man by far.
Captain America, absolute dog shit.
Why are you giving your opinions again? You can go watch the episodes.
All of that.
They're already out, actually, yeah.
Go watch it.
So yeah, no, definitely below average film.
Yeah, below average. I think so. We all agree on 4.
I'm happy with 4, yeah. So let's go top bad.
Top bad, all right. So you dropped it from a 7 to 4.
Now to 5. I still think it's average.
It's not average, bro.
Okay, mate.
Let's go with top bad.
So,
Brave New World was average and we gave it bad.
Well, first of all, why?
No, it's also because he rated it so
I want
fucking
the
low.
Brave New World to be absolute dog shit, like bottom of it, bro.
I mean, it's also like a combine of like the overall opinion.
True. It's overall opinion.
There's not been a single film that I wanted to stop watching halfway. I wanted to leave the cinema early, bro. I was waiting. The credits came on, I was already stood up.
It wasn't
because Captain America had wings.
I'm obviously cutting this part out.
It wasn't that bad, bro. Yeah, but let's move on to
Okay, so now we're gonna get on to the game. We just finished the review.
Yeah,
the game is the second. We don't need cards, so I don't know why you're trying to get up.
No, I'm not. He said sorry for. I think he touched my asshole.
No, we're going to the game now.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
This is the second of the two set game. The first game they were the winners. So now we're gonna be. Wait, were you a winner?
I was a winner.
Oh, they were the winners.
Yeah,
So Rafa and Pedro were the winners. On this game is a simple game. It's called GuessLink, where we have to guess the character. Do you pick characters?
Yeah.
The character they're thinking in the least amount of questions. I'm with Pedro.
Yeah.
He's with Rafa. And whoever can guess in the least amount of questions wins. And then the loser has to do a punishment. If both of us get it right, then we just go again.
And there's a maximum of 15 questions per person.
So if you watch go and watch the last episode, you see an absolute masterclass from me that just displays how even when the world's against you, if you put a hard work in,
that's not last episode. That's the episode before that.
No, it is literally.
it is the last episode.
No, the last
No,
episode.
he's talking about the ace race.
The ice race.
Oh shit.
If you put the hard work in, and if you just believe in yourself, and if you don't quit, you can still make it out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
I just
yeah.
want to say for mine, okay, I will accept the name or the alias. So
Yeah.
like you see how there's Johnny Storm and Human Torch. I'll accept either or.
With mine, he's got one name.
Yeah,
so
no, he has
go for
one.
it, bro.
Or she.
Oh, shit.
Already fucked it up. You're ready to
or
meet
it.
agenda.
I mean,
Already, I'm taking in clues, brother. Thank you very much.
I tried to say it, but this.
I'm there. I'm already writing mail. All right.
My gender as well.
Yeah.
No.
I'll give him the gender.
Yeah,
zone.
fair. Give him the agenda.
There we go. Because I did mess up with that.
Yeah, because you're fucking useless.
Yeah, there's been times where I'm like, he.
To be fair, he says male, but it's probably going to be like a robot with no gender.
It's something.
Yeah.
All right. You wanna start with questions? I'll let you go since I got to see the back row.
You can copy.
We're connected. I mean, no.
Would I know this character from an anime?
Yes.
All right. Is this character from the superhero genre?
Yes.
Already, bro.
Bro, if there's any to disagree, do let me know.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
No,
bro.
but it is.
no,
It
yeah,
is.
you
Good.
Does this character have special powers or abilities? Okay.
Narrow that down.
Does this character
You don't want to make it this way.
have powers or abilities that are considered fiction?
No.
Why was he struggling with that?
You know why I'm struggling.
Is it? You can give it technical. You remember? It's a yes, no, or technical.
Ask me the question again. Ask me the question.
Okay. Would this character be considered to be fiction? So not grounded, no with
Yeah. No.
realist.
Yeah. If it was between yes or no, it's a no.
All right. Is this character from Marvel or DC?
Sorry.
Marvel or DC? Is it a character from Marvel or DC?
No.
All right. I was expecting that, though.
Okay.
Are you counting the questions?
I mean, I have the number here anyway because I'm writing down the answers, so we can keep track of that.
But yeah.
I'll still count it.
I've done
What are
three.
we on to?
I've done three.
Would the anime
Well, don't count with the mail.
yeah. No, I don't call with the mail.
would the anime where this character comes from be considered to be new gen? So not stuff that, like for example, My Hero and Demon Slayer will still be considered new gen.
Yeah.
Alongside with stuff that is coming out.
Yeah.
I'll say so.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me think. Just so I
Because
can.
it's definitely not old gen.
Okay. Hero. Is this character from the Invincible universe?
Yes.
Yeah. And you can be as easy as My Hero Academia.
I'm done. I'm actually cooked.
I mean,
I'm actually cooked.
walk in.
Bro chose Mark Grayson.
He just has a lot of
It could
questions.
be Eve's dad.
No, bro just threw in a little
he just shot it.
3-pointer, bro, and actually got it in.
Well, it's not My Hero Academia or Invincible, and I don't think My Hero Academia would be too easy.
Okay.
Because you say, does he have fiction?
Is the main
There's no
theme
fiction.
surrounding this anime involving fighting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what the anime would be about to be fighting?
Yes.
Or does it
Yes,
involve
yes.
fighting?
It involves fighting. That was your question.
So no, my question wasn't that does the anime have fighting in it? Is the main theme around the anime
Yes.
fighting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Weird ass question, bro.
Yeah, that's a very weird fucking
It's the
question.
main thing about anime. It's
Like,
fiction.
you could mean like if you're asking about like if it's about fighting, you could mean as in like is the literal plot of the show about fighting, or is it about fighting? Is in it more often than not there is fighting. Like it could mean
For
either way.
example, if you took Invincible, and you asked that question,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like they're always fighting.
Okay,
bro.
the second one. More often than not.
Is more often than not is there fighting involved?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I got you, don't worry. Okay, is
many
my
questions do you
character?
So
have
he's
three.
Yeah. So that's your fourth.
Yeah,
for
it's
him.
my fourth. Is my character a villain?
Yes.
Keep in mind, I haven't watched season 2.
Do you know why I was a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's just helping. It's not a clear villain now.
Not clear villain means it's a little 50-50, which is probably Omni-Man.
What? No, he is a villain, bro.
Bro, you asking dumb questions, bro.
You're retarded. Shut up.
Am I this why you
give
can
me
always go?
Bioshock.
That's why I give him fucking Debbie, bro.
You keep talking about stuff. There's a cut out, bro.
Is the technology present in this anime from either like equivalent to our current world or futuristic? So from that point onwards.
So is the world futuristic or not? That's pretty much what he's asking.
It's not futuristic.
The tech.
Not really. No.
Do you not consider it futuristic?
Not really.
All right, so it's not a villain, right? That's what you answered. No, you said it is a villain.
It is a villain.
Okay.
I haven't even narrowed down.
So
Because you still
does
asking
the
very broad
villain
questions.
appear? The thing is, you don't pick a villain that doesn't appear in the first 2 seasons because I haven't watched the 3rd season. I feel like that'll be.
I mean, not necessarily.
Uh,
Don't take shit for granted in it.
You remember who I am? I might put someone from a season that hasn't even showed up.
yeah, perfect. I know. I might just throw a little ball up there.
You got time, throw it.
Is this villain a Viltrumite?
No.
I just go and just knock it out. Is it this a romance anime?
No.
Okay.
Is this your 6th question? 7th? Sixth.
Okay. So it's obviously in the Invisible Universe. It is a villain, but it's not a Viltrumite, so it's not the Conqueror, Anissa, Omni-Man. But it is a villain. It wouldn't be Angstrom Levi. That would be way too easy. Okay. Is this villain? The thing is, if it's part of the Lizard League, I do not know any of the names. Is this villain? Okay, it's a villain, so it's not anyone in the Guardians of the Globe. Is this villain then human?
No.
So not human. That was a banger question. That takes out so many. Whole Wizard Week gone.
The Wizard Week is part wizard.
No,
No,
they just
that's-
dress up as a
that's-
wizard.
that's-
No,
But it's not a Viltrumite, which I've already asked, which means, this is a banger question. So it's either the Sequids or that fucking Kraken that Omni-Man fought. I'm shooting it.
Bro, you need to narrow it down. I'm a bro, because you haven't even guessed the overall.
I'm balling now, like I'm a wrong game 6 right now.
I know. So it's new gen. But I'm trying to think of like.
Don't take this the wrong way. I think whenever you ask questions, you ask good questions, but you get a lot of like technicalities or like stuff like that doesn't help you narrow it down.
Well,
You don't really ask questions like, for example, what he just asked.
There's some simple questions that you could still ask that would help you narrow it down.
okay. Does my character? I don't know if that would help. Does my character fight with a weapon?
No.
Okay, so.
I don't think that really narrowed it down.
No.
I mean, it means you'd be, I guess, more hand-to-hand, but.
But yeah.
Okay.
Well, if there's fighting and there's no weapons, then it
That does
helps.
take a lot of them out, I guess.
And he has no ability.
Have you checked? Have
Hmm?
you checked if they have no abilities?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Oh.
You said no. You said asked about fictional elements.
No, I'll ask that next then.
I got you. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I asked that.
About what?
If my character had any powers or abilities.
I said not really, no.
He said not really. He said kind of like
Okay, so
But I said not really.
not really.
this is great. Is this villain from Earth? So not human, but from Earth.
I want to say no. No.
Okay, so it's not like any of the aquatic people
I think
or the
so.
Kraken.
In this world, in the anime, does my character stand out as being different?
Yeah.
Cards.
Yeah.
Through like his powers and stuff, does he have stuff that other people don't have?
What kind of question is that?
What was your question? Your question, does he stand out? I said yes.
So no, he stands out. He might be a little bit taller or whatever, you know. This is 8.
I need to focus on the anime for a second.
Yeah, you know.
Because you know, a lot of characters do stand out.
Yeah. I won't pick a character that doesn't stand out.
That helps. No.
Now, like compared to everyone else in the world,
Has Mark fought this villain?
Yes.
okay. Have we talked about this anime on the pod yet?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think we've ever mentioned it, no.
Bill lost right now.
And like, if we did ever mention it, it was never a main thing.
So it's a villain, not
Jesus
Viltrumite.
Christ, I'm so cooked.
I'm cooked as well. A villain, not Viltrumite, not human, not from Earth. And Marcus fought him. Did Mark fight him on Earth?
Yes.
Right, so all his adventures are out of space, I can forget.
Does the anime where my character is from have any fantasy elements like magic or stuff like that?
Yeah.
We're on their 10th now, right?
So he fought him on Earth.
But really, if you don't know it quickly, you're fucked.
I'm already cooked.
Am I being dumb?
Why are you asking us, mate? Like, we're gonna help you out.
I'm not asking for help, I'm just asking if I'm being dumb.
And yours is the same difficulty as his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
He just happened to put him.
Does he know mine?
I don't.
So he's fought.
He just
Earth.
threw it straight and
no
actually caught it
human.
quick.
It's no human. It's no Viltrumite. So it's an alien. They came to Earth and then he had to fight. But it's a villain, so it's not Alan. What alien came to Earth in Invincible? That he had to fight, that wasn't a Viltrumite. All the villains that came to Earth
It's Debbie,
were
bro.
Viltrumites. Okay, no, if it's not, so it's not from Earth, which means it has to be from outer space. It's not like the computer guy, because technically that's not human, but it can't be the computer guy because he's from Earth. And so he's like, is Battle Beast from Earth? Battle Beast is the only one I can think of that can be an alien. But it might just be like a mutated, like the lava pussy car. Like the lava pussy car was also a mutated thing.
Be Dr. Seismic.
He was from under the earth.
I don't know the name of those people. The ones that came through the fucking portal, the ones that each too quickly.
Even you won't back down.
Shoot your shot.
You know Castlevania's not an anime, right?
Is how many questions do I have left?
You're on your 10th, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, that's sick.
Is this pussy card Harry?
Oh.
Question pussy card Harry. Bomba cards Battle Beast, mate. I know Battle Beast is an alien.
Is the main character of this anime, so not my character. Does the main character have magic?
No.
Yeah, you fucked.
You're cooked.
Bro, he hasn't even narrowed the anime.
Yeah, and then because from the anime, you didn't need it to narrow
It's
it
not
down.
because it's easier. This guy just threw a loogie at the second question.
It wasn't a loogie. It was a superhero show. But it was a Marvel or DC, which means either My Hero Academia or Invincible. Knowing you'd pick Invincible or My Hero Academia.
How did you know? It could have been any anime, bro.
I mean, that.
No, because it was in a
No, I'm
superhero
not gonna say
genre,
anything.
so it has to be
That's the same level
superheroes.
of difficulty.
It is the same
Actually,
level of difficulty.
yeah, almost. Can I throw in the towel? I have no idea what mine is.
Oh, shoot.
We might as well shoot, bro.
Yeah.
Is it
sure.
Battle Beast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it an alien?
I give up.
You didn't even ask if they were
I don't
heroes.
think he's from Earth.
I don't know, bro. I asked if they were powers. You said no. So.
Yeah, well, just they can be heroes without powers. Guess what? One Punch Man. Pretty much none of them have powers, mate.
What?
Yeah. My character does not have powers. My character is Silver Fang.
He's not originally from Earth.
Yeah, but what is his ability?
Planet is the
You're saying Silver Fang and Battle Beast are on the same level.
Silver Fang is an S-class hero. He's like one of the.
To be fair,
He's
pretty
like
high.
he's the one that like he's literally this like the third most popular character in the show.
Why didn't you? You need to like your questions.
Your
don't
questions
narrow
are
it down.
very
Like, for example,
You said it wasn't fiction.
You said no. You said is his character based on fiction, and I was like
martial arts is not based on
martial
fiction.
arts, brother.
But for example, questions like
I
is it?
asked about the anime.
What you what?
I know.
Oh, I don't remember now. I don't remember
Maybe it's me that
You said if they had fictional elements, and I said yes.
I think your
because
questions are
there's
very
like
like if you had
powers and
asked.
shit.
I think your questions are very like general because you know it's anime. You could just been like, okay, is there? Sure, you asked. It's a lot about fighting. It's unarmed, so you knew he didn't use any weapons. Straight to me in my head, I go.
I just don't think Battle Beast and Silver Fang. Honestly,
Silver Fang
I
is-
wouldn't even have gotten his name, Silver Fang. Not gonna lie, I would have said
Okay.
Even if I got to One Punch Man, I would have thought of other people, and even if I gotten my thought process to the old
I
man,
was in
I
a
wouldn't
bag
even
as
know.
well. That's his name.
The reason why we agreed on this was because he showed me his actual name, and I was like, "Oh wait, I have a name in mind. If it's not this, then maybe don't use it." In the name in mind, I had was Silver Fang, so I knew Silver Fang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
why-
alias.
If for example, a question like for example, I asked, is it in a superhero genre? If you had asked that, you did.
I'll be honest, 90% of the times it's in the superhero genre.
Because the superhero genre doesn't necessarily have to be anime.
Yeah, I know, but then superhero genre, it's either Marvel or DC or My Hero Academia, Invincible, or One Punch Man.
But you say that now that you have the information.
No, I wasn't remembering One Punch Man, but I knew the superhero genre was gonna get me My Hero Academia, Invincible,
Nice.
or the DC and Marvel.
I'll just wrap up.
Like for example, with the that was a tough one because you asked about the powers. Like he doesn't
They
really.
all have powers,
Like
bro.
how does
He has like super
futuristic?
strength, but
Is
it's
it
not really.
futuristic or not? How
I
does
said
that help
no.
you?
But I mean, it's not really. Genos is a robot, but that's not really futuristic. Like that'll confuse you.
But the girl is able to like control.
And then
stuff
you
she has
asked me,
powers.
are there people with powers or are there powers involved? And I said yes because yes.
I
Because
think
your
so.
questions aren't specific. Like, is there people? It's like, oh, are there fictional elements
That's fine.
or is it
That's fine.
futuristic?
That's fine.
You're gonna have to go
You up your game, bro.
Yeah. So I lost. So I'm gonna be the one doing the punishment. Realistically, it's always just me or Pedro losing at this point.
How is that my fault?
No, yeah. Coincidence. I think not.
Well,
So-
this means I get questions right and then in GuessLink. I've gone to the GuessLink like 3 times.
No, you've got to guessing twice. And one of them
both
was
times?
with me,
I
and
won.
the other one was with Danny asking questions.
No, Pedro's asked me questions.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a tough question.
Yeah, it was Leon, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he got see.
Yeah, I got Leon.
Yeah, that was
Crazy fall.
That was a crazy fall. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I did.
Bro, I was
enjoy
mewing.
this
I was
last bit.
mewing so hard because this guy goes, "Bottom muscle," and I'm there like
Oh,
trying not to
yeah.
smile.
Like and subscribe, and yeah, let us know. What would you like to see from us?
And let us know if you think it was too hard.
We'll
on
see
him.
you next week as
Yeah.
usual Fridays.
See you next week, every Friday, Brother Complex
Yeah.
podcast.
At-
booming.
What time do we post?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
BSD,
So yeah,
I think.
goodbye.
Thank you.